Hey guys, this is John. I've got Brett here. We're getting a few things ready last minute. We should be with you in just a couple of minutes, so hang tight. Hey guys, this is John. I'm here with Brett Walton, owner, CEO, not founder though. Technically, that'd
No,
be
not founder.
not founder.
No,
so
not founder.
off by one. This is our 13 days of Christmas sale. It's our wrap up. This is where we're gonna finish out what's been a great 13 days. We really appreciate everyone who's decided to purchase from us. We try to give you guys some really good sales, some really good incentives to buy. We've been doing severely discounted shipping during the entirety of the sale. And right now, orders of $100 or more are shipping for free. Very shortly, I'm going to bump that down a little bit, I'm sure much to Brett's ire. But what I'm flipping live right now is for anyone who buys a Walton's dual speed. So that's the 7-pound dual speed, 11, 12, or sorry, 11, 26, or 33. You are going to get free suction cup feet. That is something that might not sound like a big deal, but those things are amazing.
Yeah, John, I've been I watch you guys all the time in here, and you guys are throwing out, "Hey, we're going to give this away. We're going to reduce the price on this," and I'm sitting in my office going, "What?" But now that I'm in here, I'm ready.
You
Let's
get
give
it,
some
right?
stuff
Yeah, it's
away. Let's
different.
cut some prices. It's different when you get to be in here doing it. Then I'm all in.
It makes it
Oh yeah, it's way better than
much-
sitting in my office.
watching us give away your money.
Exactly.
All right, so we're taking the shipping. We're making it. It used to be 100. Right now, any order over $55 is going to ship for free. Now, any order under $55 is still not very expensive. But so anything over $55, free standard shipping. If you want expedited, if you want next day, whatever that is, that's still on you. And we've got that going. Just need to make sure it works because you know that we're pretty famous for thinking something's working and not. So we're going to do a few other things today. We've got some giveaways. On social media, we posted some schedules for when we're planning on drawing things. What we're going to do is be giving away we have options. So a grinder, a mixer, a stuffer, and a vacuum sealer. There'll be 3 winners. The first person who wins gets their choice between any one of those. Second person gets their choice out of what's left, and third person gets to choose between the last 2 things. This way, hopefully, everybody gets something that they can use and that they have been wanting. We are also going to go ahead and flip tomorrow's sales live right now. So anything that was supposed to be on sale tomorrow will go on sale today. Now, I'd love to say that this was for some like altruistic reason, like, oh, I really want them. I just don't want to have to think about it tomorrow. I did a great job.
You want a weekend off?
Last weekend, I got both of them up before 7 o'clock, but I want to sleep in tomorrow.
You know, back in the day when we didn't have all these people, you know, I had to work every weekend.
Yes,
back in the
yes.
old
But
days.
hold on.
We had to come in early, stay late, you know, weekends,
What is
uphill both ways, you know, all that.
What's it say on the breast of your shirt? That's your last name. And unless you've signed some papers that I'm unaware of, still is not my last name. Okay.
No, we haven't done that yet.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. Promotion, suction cup feet. And give it a second, guys. This will come up fairly shortly. But what it's going to do is automatically add it to your cart. So you don't even need to add it to your cart. It'll do it for you. So if you buy one of those sausage stuffers, you'll be good to go. All right. As we flip this, we've also got some, I don't know if we told you about this. We've got some pretty...
Probably not.
Probably not.
That's the way it works.
We've got some fairly humorous videos, at least, of something happening to me. Almost the exact same thing. Somewhat different circumstances, but very similar. Just a few days away from a year apart.
Should we pull these up now, or
Go
should we
ahead,
wait
put them up now.
Okay, give me a second.
Okay.
You just scared me a minute. You like talking about videos.
No,
you
no.
know, and I didn't know what you guys were planning for me being in here.
No Project
I thought I
Veritas
was gonna-
style.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I have to bring out my my pen and remind you who signs.
Who does it, yeah.
Who signs stuff, you know.
There's
Just in
a
case you're
reason-
going to make fun of me in front of everybody.
There's a reason that
It's fine. It's just that you
your
mopping
name is on the
right
company.
now. I could just show the video just you mopping for about 10 minutes prior to that.
So what this is we had an issue with a pump in our break room. It wasn't pumping the water out, or it wouldn't stop, so we shut it off. Overnight, some stuff backed up in there, came and spilled on the floor. So from that, I grabbed the mop, started mopping up that floor, and in the middle of it, because I wasn't even really done, I went and got a fan, blew it to make sure it was drying up everything I could off the floor.
Like, here it goes any second.
As I'm doing that, I decided that I wanted to make coffee. Well,
Just goes
as you can see, there was a little bit of an issue. Now, I stand there for a couple of seconds trying to like be okay with what just happened. Because in my mind, what's going through is not only did I just spill all the coffee, but the floor is wet behind me, so it's going to stick to it. I'm never going to be able to get that up off the floor. Getting really, really annoyed with myself. But in the end, I think you can even see Angie walks in, and I tell her, I'm like, all right, at least today's honest with me. It's telling me what type of day I'm going to have. So then
No, it had to get better from there then. I mean,
I don't
really.
know that they did. That
really?
was not one of the better days. But I told Chris, our IT guy, to pull that footage. And then I remembered the same thing happened. So we went back and looked at that footage. You want to put the other video up?
Yeah, it's up right now.
Okay.
This is a year ago, right?
So
And even bigger spectacular. Oh, my gosh.
it is the
The amount of movement.
exact.
And then you even pause and look at it.
But on this one, you can see right at the end, I don't know if we'll see it here, but I stand there for
So
quite some time,
yep.
defeated, just absolutely defeated. And then I start cleaning it up, getting more upset. But you'll see me look at the camera real quick if we play it long enough. And it's at that point that I became okay with it. Because I'm like, all right, at least it's a joke. At least other people can share in the
No, it ran out
humor
of time before that,
of me
but
doing this.
anyway,
Okay.
yeah.
I think that's the only reason that camera's there in that room, is just to catch John. It's worth it, just for once a year.
So Brett and I are chewing on some French fries that we did in our air fryer that we have on these two of the new Terrapin Ridge Farms. We've got the Hatch Chili Bacon Dip and the Hoppin' Jalapeno. Good on so many things. The Hatch Chili I've put on roast beef sandwiches, really, really good. Anything that you want to dip, like chicken tenders, all of that are going to be awesome with that Hoppin' Jalapeno. So I wanted to give us something to snack on. Because this is a long time up here.
Yeah.
Like this is, we're not going to be up here 30 minutes. This one we're planning 2.5 hours.
It's a long time for me, really, too.
And when we used to imbibe up here, it would go by like that. The problem is, I would often not remember what I had said.
And get red.
And get
Real
very
Yeah,
red.
you get red.
That happens no matter what.
Yeah.
There's no...
I did a new white balance, and I think you're less red in the most recent videos. So
Oh, well, thank you for that.
Going into the new year, everyone can look forward to.
I appreciate that for sure. Another thing, we had a couple of comments recently through Meatgistics and through our retail store. People wanting a jerky slicing blade set for our Walton's tenderizer and Walton's tenderizer attachment. We brought a test of that in. John Giffen made some jerky the other day using it. Absolutely phenomenal. Really, really good tasting jerky. So we're going to go ahead and get some of those. So if you have a Walton's tenderizer attachment or the whole stand by itself, there will shortly, somewhat shortly, be a jerky slicing blade set for that. And we used it to great effect. We're also going to give some of that jerky away.
We got a couple comments coming in here.
Go ahead.
Jim Belena, I don't know how to say his last name. He needs a meat tenderizer. What do you guys suggest?
It depends on how you want to go. Like, there's a couple different ways to do tenderizing. Jump in at any point you want. You can use the mallet style, like physical impact. You can use the like tenderizer attachment, which are blades that somewhat overlap and they puncture it. You can use the Jacquard, like the slap chop thing. That's a good one. Or does Excalibur have a meat tenderizer? Not in a shaker anymore.
The shaker's not there anymore?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think it's been a while.
I was
since
going to
it's
say,
been
yeah, shaker. You can do it, with a something that you add to the product. But I would assume this person's asking more like a Jacquard tenderizer,
something like
which
that.
is
I'll show it.
which they work great. We've sold them for more than 25 years. Long time we've sold that product. And
John, any idea where the Jacquard is?
Oh.
Nope.
Looks like a sweet slap chop if you haven't seen the Jacquard.
Most likely, it's sitting in a drawer in my kitchen because I have brought that home a time or two when I'm doing chicken. It does look like the slap chop. Press it down and blades come out the bottom. This is obviously the classic one I think everybody's used to. I use this a lot when I'm doing pheasant. It's really easy to pound out a pheasant breast with this. It's just a couple of...
And that's not necessarily tender. I guess it does kind of tenderize. You're just trying to flatten it to do something with it. Put something in it, roll something up in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I use that on pork loins,
That's tenderizing it, though.
I guess.
Right?
I guess it is.
Yeah, you're destroying
to me, I always think of like a Jacquard or some kind of a regular motorized tenderizer.
Okay.
But I guess that does too.
Yeah.
But a Jacquard would be what I would suggest unless they're doing something, a lot of volume.
Yeah, if you're doing a lot of volume, I will say this. I've done large batches of jerky, both with our Walton's tenderizer, the one on the stand, and the hand crank, and with the attachment for the grinder, and I vastly prefer the attachment for the grinder. Like, you wouldn't think that just turning that crank is that big a deal, but it definitely adds up.
Yeah.
After a while, it becomes sort of annoying, to be honest.
Hey, I did see a comment on there too. Somebody asked about Austin. He will be in some point today. He just is back off of his leave. I guess we can say that. I don't. It's a
he's
big
told
secret.
people.
So
Yep.
yeah. So those of you that are a little advanced in age, like I am, you'll understand the reason we have kids is grandkids, and so Austin and Jenny had another one for us. And not for them, for us. So he's been out here for the last week and a half or so. I don't know why they got to do it for a week and a half. When I was young, when he was born, we went to work that day. I think I don't know that we took week, 2 weeks off. I don't know what is
It's
up with that now.
Big difference though from what the company is now than when you started. Like right now, the company can
I
run.
I was working
Somewhere else,
making
right?
boxes. I was working in corrugated box
okay. Well,
manufacturing
then
when
it's
Austin
even-
was born.
It's even easier. He's now an owner of the company, and you could
he's
say
soft.
that
He's softer than I
no,
was.
no, no, no. That's
This is what you're saying.
society in general
Yeah.
is softer.
Yeah.
But the Walton's machine is rolling enough that one of you guys can step away
I
for
think
a
it's
couple
just
of days.
I just think younger people.
just
are a
wanna
little
get at 'em,
softer,
yep.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got our first flash sale. And guys, make sure you let us know what you'd like to see on sale because we're more than willing to do quick sales on things. This is going to be the Artisan Apron. It is usually $29.99. I'm going to make it just $19.99 for. Before I say that, I should make sure it actually goes.
I feel like I need
reflects itself being on sale.
an applause sound effect right there. Because they're excited that the apron's on
I was
sale.
waiting. I wanted something.
We don't have. Well, you think I have it queued up?
We don't have well, that's a great idea.
Yeah, sound machine. We can get one.
I know
of those
it.
for sure.
Anytime
We
people
don't even need to do it in the computer. We could just have it for us, and then the mics pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime
I like
people
that.
want to
I
applaud
like
me,
that.
I'm in. There you go. I'll take that. I'm going to post a link to that in the chat.
When we do that though, I want a remote
You
control
can
for
have
that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because when I'm in my office, you guys can't hear what I'm saying. When I'm just watching you guys in here,
Thank
you
goodness.
can't hear what I'm saying.
Oh.
And I want to be able to like make a sound noise.
Yeah.
Like applauding or maybe jeering.
Yeah.
Boo, something like that.
Mark Jones agrees with you. He says exactly softness.
You're gonna just run off screen again. Cool. Mark has a question about Specco plates on the 22 grinders. He's curious of part numbers even as well. I don't know if you guys know more about that than I would.
Yeah, I saw that here. Where was that? And I wasn't sure of the question.
I believe the name was Mark Sabo. If that helps you.
So the 20, I know this one. The 22 grinder. The Walton's 22 grinder does, at least to the best of my experience, work with Specco plates and knives. The Specco plates and knives are what you would find in a lot of medium-sized processors. They're really high-quality plates and knives. They can be sharpened, reground, refinished, sent in to us. We do that for a fee and then send it back. It works with the 22. Because of a thickness issue, it does not work with the 32. In far future iterations of the grinder, we are looking at changing that, but for right now, it does work with the 22. It does not work with the 32.
Specco plates don't work with the 32. Is that what
With
you're saying?
our 32,
With our
correct.
32.
Yep, but
Okay.
it does work with our 22. That's often what I use when I'm grinding in here.
Keeping on grinders, Russell wants to know which models have a reverse feature.
Right now, none of ours have a reverse feature. When we went ahead and were doing the initial run of these, we found a really good partner to work with. They're giving us options. We had a few things that we wanted to change more than adding a reverse. Specifically, it was we wanted to change the RPMs, and we slightly wanted to adjust the auger. So we went with those two things. Now, in future models, I think the next order that comes in, the 22s and the 32s will have reverses. So, but for right now, anything you order at waltonsinc.com or come in the store and buy is not going to have a reverse. And I've done, I should keep track of how many pounds I've put through all of this.
I thought you were going to say how many pounds you've put on. Ding zinger.
Mean.
No, I'm not saying you did.
You would never dare say that if Brett wasn't
You
here.
call yourself fat every day. That's me echoing you. I'm not saying it. I'm saying the opposite. I think you're in killer shape. See, you turned it into a positive.
All right, so these aprons, which I absolutely love, they're going to be on sale for the next 30 minutes or so. So if you want to grab one, snag it while that deal is still good. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yes, I eat as I talk. I know. What's the best pork sausage seasoning that has low?
I got to that.
Seasoning
that
leaves.
spot too.
So I'm assuming they want one with low heat and no sage. So no sage is hard because
Locker.
the Locker PSS.
Yeah.
Okay. The Locker PSS.
No sage.
I think that's special order. Everything's changed so much. If I was still in customer service, I'd answer that question.
Well, I think I'm correct. But
We can
let's
get
go,
to it
let's
first.
go look.
Oh, here we go. There's a whole new segment.
Dun, dun, dun. Locker PSS special no sage is a stock item. So Locker, I will post a link to that. That is
I was going to say, if somebody took that off of a stock
That'd be
item,
a problem?
that'd be a problem because we've sold that for 20 years and it's a pretty big seller.
so one of the things we wanted
I
to
don't know
talk
why
about
somebody would want pork sausage without sage because
because it's part of pork sausage.
I know.
They said no heavy sage. Are they saying no heavy sage or no heavy sage? Guys, commas
Let
matter
us know.
in the word.
Yeah,
Please.
Let us know which one it is. But the Locker pork sausage, that's a good one. It has no heat and no sage, so it's kind of more just like a bratwurst.
And if it had
No, it's not like a bratwurst, but it's very mild, I guess you
Okay.
could say. I don't know if is Zanzibar not have sage? I don't remember. Now off the top of my
There's
head.
two Zanzibars. One is extra sage, I think.
Oh, well, if one's extra sage, I'd assume the other has sage. I can't remember on the Dixie Zanzibar.
Zan's Dixie pork sausage, no MSG. That's what it is. One has MSG and one doesn't have MSG. It's not that. Yeah, so that does have sage
It
in
does have sage.
Yep.
Okay. The Locker Special is the one I always recommended to people.
with no sage.
Yep.
well, someone's asking about our 5-minute marinator and how does it work so fast? Works quicker than John eating food. That's for sure.
So-
John will have to answer that one.
Yep. So 5-minute marinator is a Tupperware looking type thing. It comes with a pump. It's got a little outlet on the top so you can suck all the air out of it. I would still very much recommend that you hit it with something like the Jacquard, thank you, with the Jacquard tenderizer before it goes in. What's happening when you suck all the air out of something? You're making it easier for the meat, for the solution to penetrate the meat. You're pulling those fibers ever so slightly apart, so it just penetrates faster.
Science. It's crazy, guys.
Science. It's nuts.
How much do those go for? Do you know off top? I know there's two different sizes too.
No,
a
there's only
smaller
one now.
Oh, there's only one now.
Only one now. Yep. I will find out in just a second.
So the person was asking about the 22 plates and knives, and they're kind of confusing because a 22 Specco plate that's a hub plate, so it's just one side there's a hub, the other side's flat that you can resurface, is called a 200.
Okay.
So that may be where the confusion is on that, is it's a 200 and a 32 plate's a 300 in Specco on their hub plates.
But,
Now, their double-sided plates say 22.
Okay, so
But
it's
if
200
it's-
for a hub.
Yeah. So I don't know. We go into that on why you'd use a hub plate.
Sure.
So why do you use a hub plate? Because a hub plate has more surface that's on that center pin. And the more surface you have on that center pin, the more stable the plate stays, which then the distance between the plate and the knife remains solid. So that knife stays up against that plate, very flush with that, which is then what creates a very good cut. So that's why commercial processors on bigger grinders normally use hub plates.
It also does help extend the life of the stud on the end of the auger, right? Because it prevents it from getting pushed up and down so much. Is that not accurate?
I don't know
always
that it'll
assumed-
help it,
Okay.
but that's certainly someone that has a real old grinder that they got handed down from their grandpa or they bought from an old butcher shop or something. Yeah, that's one of the first things they should look at is the pin that the plate's sitting on, because more than likely that pin's wore out. And no, they don't have to replace the whole auger. They can replace just the pin.
How hard is that to screw out? I've never done
Very
one.
difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We used to do them out in the field somewhere. You would take them and put them on the ground, and we had a 2-pound sledge, and you'd put an old knife on it and hit the knife to break it loose. And if that didn't work, then you'd find, you're in some little town somewhere, and you'd go down to like the machine shop in town and get them to put some heat on it and to break it loose and get it out of there. Yeah, very tough.
Go out to the field and hit something with a hammer to.
Well, I mean,
break it
when
loose.
we
No,
was
no, I
out in the
get
field,
you.
meaning
Yeah.
we're out on the road. We're on the road when I used to do that years ago.
Oh, so you're saying when you would go to
when
a
I'd
shop?
when I'd go
Gotcha.
out at some locker in a little town out in wherever, western Kansas or Nebraska or wherever.
So would you do service as well, Ken?
Oh, yeah. I
Really?
did service. Yeah, did service. I certified scales, worked on slicers, grinders, patty machines, you name it.
Okay, I can
and
see
delivered
that.
it and delivered their stuff. And then came back and took their orders.
That's so different now.
Cleaned the bathrooms and stuff.
And it was winter, and it was freezing.
It was cold.
There was
Both ways.
Yeah.
Except the days it was 100. It was either 100 or minus 20. Both.
no in between.
Donnie Gluck asked, he's looking at.
And we had kids in, and we still work. No.
And they're horrible. They're terrible.
Donnie Gluck is asking,
Just kidding.
looking at grinders for Christmas along with the 50-pound meat mixer, wanted your comments on the difference between the 22 and the 32. So, Brett may feel differently about this. The biggest thing is going to be how much are you doing at a time. If you're doing 50, 100-pound batches often, it is probably worth the upgrade to the 32. If you're doing mostly like 25-pound batches, things around that size, I have the 22 in here because I love that size. It's a really good value. It's a little bit less expensive than the 32. And like we were talking about before, Specco plates and knives work with it. So it has some advantages over the 32. It's not going to put out quite as many pounds per minute, but it's fairly close. I mean, it's not going to be exact, but it's fairly close. So I would recommend the 22 unless you're doing a lot of really big batches.
Off the top of your head, do you know what the diameter is on the throat? The difference?
No.
Okay.
We're talking about where the auger sits.
Oh, where it's coming down from the feed pan.
No.
Okay.
No. There is not.
They're the same?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Then never mind.
So, yeah, unless you're doing big batches, I'd say go with the 22 and get that 50-pound mixer. Hooks up to the 22, does all the mixing for you. It makes everything so much easier.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know it's just twisting that thing, but I used to break out in sweats doing that, just like...
Well, you
trying to-
got to, if you're just making bratwursts, it's not that big a deal.
Right.
But if you're trying to extract protein by running, by making summer sausage or snack sticks, then you got to go for a while. And it doesn't sound that long until you start cranking on that thing.
And it is.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely is. And for whatever reason, I feel like I have to turn it as quickly as possible. Like, really keep moving it, keep moving it, keep moving it.
I used to notice that when I'd watch the boys cranking, and I'm like, man, they look like they're getting tired. That
Yeah.
must be hard.
Slow and steady.
Dad, how long do we have to get going? You got 2 minutes left.
Tex asks, have we found a replacement for the Marinade Express Pro yet? We have not. Still trying to find something to replace or fix that. I don't even know if I'm outside of that, so I don't even know if it's like definitely going to replace. We might still be working with the manufacturer to try to solve stock issues. So I don't know. No. Benjamin Freeman Doug does the 32 grind poultry bones. No. No grinding of any bones with these grinders.
No.
We always get, that's
Oh, yeah.
one of the things people ask all the
And
time.
people say, well, I use it for it. And I'm like, well, you can use it for whatever. I'm just
Right.
telling you, I wouldn't.
It's not going to last.
But yeah, something could go right for a long time, and then it's going to go wrong. Or it might go wrong right away.
It might go wrong first time.
Did you get to the question on the main difference between the 22 and 32?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was the one Talking about Christmas?
Yes.
They were looking for something?
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right, just
We
making
responded
sure.
to that. All right. Okay, so we've already got that going. All right, we also have a couple of coupons. I'm a few minutes behind schedule here, so I will get those out right now. I've got 10 coupons that are good for 15% off any non-sale item. We also have, I cannot copy and paste it for some reason.
Well,
I
that's
want you to
not
watch. See where my cursor is? That doesn't make any sense. Now I'm going to have to type like some sort of caveman. So we've got 10 of these. They are for 15% off. We also have some coupons coming a little bit later. But that is a 15% off coupon you can use on any non-sale item at waltonsinc.com. Now, basically, most things other than seasonings and casings that people, I assume at least, would want are on sale right now. We did take... Oh, that's what I got to do. I got to put the items for tomorrow on sale today. Sorry.
Did you see Austin's? He's
Is he not
has
coming
some,
in now?
No, he has some. He's had something to say about the grinders, but he's going to go check it out first before he gets back with us. But I just wanted you to notice that he is listening to us. So
How did he get in touch with you?
through an email that he
Okay.
sent you to.
Okay.
I just thought, oh, I wonder if I better check my email and see if something's coming through. That, and I was trying to follow your cheat sheet here for what's going to happen in the next couple hours. So,
Right, and that's why I was behind.
yeah. So I'm not quite the professional that you are, John. So trying to toggle between screen, I need several more screens. up
Yeah,
there.
I know. It makes
I mean,
it
from
hard.
my desk,
It makes it
guys,
See
hard.
what I got going on.
I
back
have
here.
like several screens, and this one screen here is a little difficult. I'm going to wear my glasses in the next time.
I don't know. Neil said you're doing pretty good. He said you're making Austin look really bad.
I saw that. I like that.
Well, I think that's probably why Austin's listening, because he's probably sitting in his office yelling at the screen like
he's
I
on the other
normally
end
do,
of it.
going, "Don't say that."
But I mean, I know it's not like live national TV or anything, but you do,
What?
like something happens in your brain where it's like, nope, got to come up with this answer right now. And sometimes you find yourself just talking. I've said many things and I found myself halfway through the sentence and been like, that's not what I want to say.
Well, I think one thing that I noticed pretty quick in being here in a little bit is when I'm in my office, I was like, you guys are missing some of the questions. And now that I'm in here, I'm trying to look back
You
and
understand why,
see
yes.
these questions. It's so much harder
Oh, yes.
when you're sitting here and trying to get them.
But that helps having John in there. All right, let me make sure those items for tomorrow went on sale today. Who did that? I know what Austin did.
Oh, well, someone's got a question about he's doing 2 to 4 deer a season. How would the number 12 grinding work out for him? 2 to 4.
I would go up.
Yeah.
I'd go up to 22. But, I mean, will it do it? Yes, it'll do it. Just takes a little more time. You're a little more patient. Depends on how much time you have.
Your biggest problem with that, it'll do it. You're going to need to be more careful with how you prep things.
Yep.
Since it's going to take longer, you need to have a cooler closer, moving things back and forth between. Because, my opinion, difference between a 12 and a 22 is greater than the difference between a 22 and a 32.
I could see that.
I will accept no dissent on that.
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't. Tell me, I've never met anyone that's ground more meat than you, so I don't.
That's right. I'm an
I got-
expert.
I
Well,
the-
I have.
I got the footage to prove it.
I'm an expert. Okay, trying to make sure that those items that were supposed to go on sale did.
What are your guys' Christmas plans as far as meals? So, I mean, that you guys can yield that question too, but as far as people in the chat as well, I'd like to hear. That's usually my question. Like, what are you guys going to make for the holidays so I can rip it off?
Brett, aren't you doing prime rib?
No, I'm not.
What happened?
Breaking news, right here.
No, I'm not.
That's an every year
Well, we
thing.
did ribeyes for Thanksgiving, and so not all of
Okay.
our kids were here then. Not all of our kids would be here for Christmas. So I actually, can I plug somebody?
Yeah,
I
go
guess I
ahead.
can plug somebody.
Do what you wanna do.
So I stopped and last week and stopped in at Crable's up at McPherson and bought a
Okay.
ham. So
So doing
bought a
ham.
nice bone-in ham from Crable's. We're gonna have that for lunch on Christmas Day.
You do any like a glaze or anything, or it's already the way that they do it's awesome?
Yeah, no, it's just what they have. So I won't do anything extra to it. And then I hope like the kids and my wife and stuff do everything else along it. And then I'll just say, hey, I'm cooking the ham, and I'm going to pull it out of the fridge and put it in the oven, and
it's hard.
And then a
That thing
couple
can be
hours
heavy.
later, get it out, and then I have to cut it up, and I don't have to do anything else. Maybe.
Is it already spiralized or
No, they had some spiral cut ones, but they were smaller, and I wasn't sure. They didn't have. I didn't want a whole one because there's not that many of us, and then that's the halves that they had were kind of small in the spiral, which I really wanted one of those because I've had their spirals and they're really good.
Yeah, I like
Spiral glazed,
spiralized
yeah.
ham. While we're plugging things, passing on Outdoor Mentors, I believe today or tomorrow is the last day you can get in on their Christmas gun raffle sale. They raffle off one gun a week, and then an extra drawing for everybody who won and an extra drawing for everybody who didn't win. So somebody wins 2 guns every year. And this year, they're doing like some extra stuff. If you get in right now, you're getting a few extra tickets to like a crossbow and a few other things. Plus, Pass It On is just an awesome organization. So supporting them is an easy thing.
Yes.
We do a lot of that.
Can I give something away now?
Go ahead. Oh, no. It can't be one of the things that we were planning on giving away.
No. Well, I kind of mentioned it to you. It wasn't in your list.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Do you know how to?
So I don't know how to do it. You got to
Okay,
do
I'll
it.
do
You
it.
got to
I'll
keep
do
track of who wins it.
All right. Yep.
So or somebody does. John
No,
can.
we got it.
you know.
We got it. We keep it all in a list. So
Okay.
go ahead, explain what you want to do.
Okay. So John was talking about giving away all kinds of stuff. So I was thinking that somebody might kind of like this if you'd like to eat some meat products. So we do almost every year for many years. We'll make a bunch of summer sausage at the first of Christmas, and just employees basically pay the meat cost of it, and they can have as many as they want of these basically 1 pound summer sausage in the Christmas casing, a little Santa casing, a little red casing that says "to from" on it. And so this year, actually John did most of all the work, and he had a helper or two.
Most
But,
of all?
Yeah. I think I was supposed to come in a little bit and got busy. Dylan was supposed to do it with you, and he was sick. So John wound up making it all. But in the process we made 3 different kinds of summer sausage, and it's a beef pork blend. And once employees bought everything they wanted and took everything out, there's a little bit extra in there. So the first person we're going to draw today is going to get a pound of each of the 3 flavors. There was a habanero barbecue, and I think maybe it had cheese, and then there was the regular Tones flavor with cheese.
Those are
and
both
then-
cheddar.
And then jalapeno
Hot pepper.
with hot pepper cheese. Yeah, so all 3 have cheese in them, and there's 3 different varieties. And so the first person we'll pick here will get a box of that, and we'll wait and ship it out Monday.
Yeah.
So you should have it within a couple of days. You have to be in the U.S., so we're not like shipping this out of the country or to Hawaii or something.
Right.
It needs
I
to
would
go
say
UPS
the
ground.
Continental.
So John's going to draw for that.
Draw the winner. So this, like he said, this person will reach out, get in touch with you. You'll be happy. This will be very inexpensive to ship. They're in Kansas City.
Oh, perfect. They'll get it the next day.
Yep.
They'll have it Tuesday.
So Richard Ole. Richard, congratulations. You have won some summer sausage that I made, so it'll probably be the best thing you've ever had. I would just
Yeah,
guess.
handcrafted by
Guess.
John.
Handcrafted.
Yeah,
By an
nice.
expert butcher.
Nice.
All right. We've got the 660-pound Walton scale is going to be on sale for the next 30 minutes. I will tell you as soon as I have it on sale.
Well, we got a bunch of comments coming in here.
Okay.
Where to begin? David Crockett, anyone ever tried doing one of those turduckens?
No.
I never have. It just seems like
That's
too
a
much
lot
to
of
take.
work.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm into eating. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Gets in the way. Yeah.
I even like cooking, but that seems like a ton of work to do. And I don't want it to come off as if I'm lazy, but do I want to do that much? Not really.
Let's see. Scott March, do you have an aftermarket motor to attach to a stuffer?
We do not. We do not. We are working on a electric stuffer right now. This would be the unit back there. We're talking about a couple of different sizes, finishing off a couple of different things, and it will be available next year, but we do not have an aftermarket one that will fit our current sausage stuffers.
Here's a great turkey question. I'm making 2 turkeys side by side for comparison with the soluble turkey seasoning and the turkey cure. Why does one need cure but the other does not?
Making 2
Where was that?
turkeys side by side.
Here's verbatim the comment because I don't want to get it wrong, but there is some grammatical errors. So I am making that's not a slight against you. I apologize. I am making 2 turkeys side by side comparison with the soluble turkey seasoning and the turkey cure. Why does one need cure but the other does not?
Oh, why does one need cure and the other doesn't?
Yes.
Technically, one doesn't need cure. You're curing it. You're giving it a specific type of taste. It's going to protect that taste longer and extend the shelf life of it. I mean, a cured turkey, my mind, always tastes more like ham than, yeah.
You stole my thunder.
I'm sorry.
You're killing me.
I'm
No,
sorry.
that's what I was going to say. To me, I'm not as huge a cured turkey fan because, it becomes more tasting kind of like ham. It's cured. So I like the fresh. Yeah. So the soluble turkey.
See, I'll take a cured turkey over a regular
Really?
turkey.
Because you like that.
Yeah, I
Well,
do. Yep.
I understand.
Now,
Somebody has to be different.
fresh turkey day after sandwiches, incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely love those.
Yeah.
Eat those all day long.
Are you a dark meat or a white meat guy?
White.
Whichever.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
really have a strong preference one way or the other.
So, hey, I love the little comment here from the guy. It says there is traditionally they do schnitzel or egg rolls. And I love the fact that people, I mean, most of us think, hey, there's, Thanksgiving is this and Christmas is this. And no, not every family does that.
Nope.
So my wife's family didn't cook. She's probably not listening. So my wife's family didn't like cook really much. So we would do the old go out for, Christmas dinner. And yeah. So when you go out for back in the anyway it used to be when we went out for Christmas dinner, it was like
Chinese
Christmas
is
story.
what
It
was
was
open.
Chinese.
Yep.
Chinese for Christmas.
Been there, done that. One.
Everything's different now. There was some retailer who decided they were going to stay closed for this holiday, and I thought that was an awesome move. Like, let your employees go home and be with their
It's good advertisement by not
Sure.
being open. Yeah.
Yep.
It's,
Except for the fact that I can't remember who it was.
oh,
So-
you love their concept.
Yeah,
but not,
I like the
not them,
concept,
yeah.
but it probably stuck in some people's
Well,
mind.
one
Just
year-
mine's defective.
One year, my father broke his femur on Christmas Eve. They buffed the hardwood floors, and then they put rugs back on top of them. Not very wise. So he slipped, and his leg got caught between a piece of furniture and between this narrow hallway. Fast forward to the next day for Christmas meal, we're at Furs having our generous buffet back then. So and it was oddly enough, it was the most packed restaurant I think I've ever seen in my life and been a part of. I stood in line for probably 2 hours to get.
Oh, wow.
Not. Hey,
Not
your table's
waiting,
ready. No,
right.
it's holding a plate in your hand, waiting. Now, take that with a grain of salt because I was probably 11. or
Right, so it's
something.
probably
it's
15 minutes.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But Christmas for the ages, guys. So
So Matt Westerhouse says, what's the difference between an A4 and an A6 cut-resistant glove?
well, let's find out.
No, I don't know, so I'm walking away.
Oh, I thought you were had
Austin,
a
get
demo
in
there.
here now.
Yeah, they must be next door. So these are a new product from Hex Armor. They are very similar to the NXTs. However, they don't have the poke resistant. The difference is 2. So I don't know if
Whatever that means to you guys. Yeah.
Dude.
we just got those. I haven't had much time to play with them. I did, and John can attest to this, and knew Austin next door. I gave it a good try to see if I could cut through them, and I couldn't.
Was your finger in there?
No,
Okay.
no.
Well, those of you that don't know, John has a problem with cutting himself.
Yes.
So have I ever?
No, not the knives. Get away from those.
You've seen the Dow Strong, yes, the obliterator up there.
No,
So
I
I
have
was
not seen
very curious on what the chopping rating was on the NXT gloves. So luckily, Austin convinced me not to try it actually on my hand. So I put a carrot in there.
That took
Yeah.
convincing.
Yeah, and it cut that right off. So I was like, all right, good job. Glad I didn't do that.
So it like didn't cut the fabric, but it cut the carrot with inside the glove. Is
Oh
that
no,
what you're saying?
fabric, everything.
Oh, fabric and
Yeah,
everything.
that
Okay,
thing's
cool.
not messing around. That is a weapon of war.
Yes, sir.
You know, those cut-resistant gloves are for like boning knives and regular. If you come at it with a sword, it's not going to react too
A
well.
katana. Yeah.
All right, so we've got.
So, what's the difference? Is A6 is better cut resistance than A4. So
Does it give anything more than that? No, just that.
no, I just
what it-
to be honest, I just looked it up because I just talked about this last week with our product manager, and I quite frankly I couldn't remember off the top of my head which one was better, because. Well, could that be right though? Because
It is the A6
what is the Hex Armor
NXT.
glove? NXTs. What rating are they? That's how you know. Let me look it up.
Oh no. Are you right?
Wait, does that mean
No, no. The A6 is a better rating than the A4 because that has, I think, 5 along the things with the extra, and everywhere else is 3 or something. So, okay, good. I'm right. Thank goodness. All right, to get us back on schedule. Nope, I can still wait on that. The next flash sale that's coming up, for anyone who needs a stainless steel table, in about 15 minutes, we'll be putting the Walton's stainless steel tables. They're usually $149. I'm going to make them $109. So we're going to do that right around 3:30. We're also going to draw the first winner for the choice between a grinder, a mixer, a stuffer, or a vac sealer.
Somebody asked a question up here about can they buy the summer sausage, jalapeno, and hot pepper cheese. Yes, you can buy all 3 of those products from us and then put them in with some meat and make your own.
That's right. Yep, everything but the meat.
But just in case somebody wonders, no, we do have quite a test kitchen here that we can manufacture product out of that is, I would like to think, as good as anything you can buy out there. But no, we do not sell meat products because that would be selling against our customers.
However, have you ever thought about one of our customers does the vending machine, the meat vending machine? Mm-hmm. Have you ever considered putting a meat vending machine out there?
And us making product to sell in it? Oh, to sell other?
Yeah.
No, I never thought about it.
Don't know if it would work or not, but
Put some epic bars in there.
Well, which one of our customers are you going to tell can get in there, and which ones are you going to tell we're not going to sell their stuff?
Fair point.
Whichever wants to donate the most stuff to us.
We sell to 4,000 commercial meat processors across the country. That's going to get difficult.
That's a fair
and
point.
I am not going to tell them no, so therefore I'm not going to tell anybody yes.
Yeah, thankfully, heavy is the head that wears the crown. I don't have to think about any of that stuff. One of the things we advertise on a podcast for a guy called the Hunting Dog Podcast. I don't know if you've listened to any of his stuff.
I have not.
A couple of weeks ago, I was on. He has Patreon, so it's Ron Bohm. It's the Hunting Dog Podcast, and he has his own. Do you know what Patreon is?
No.
So Patreon's something for creators, people who do podcasts, things like that. They can get people to sign up for their Patreon and then pay you a subscription basically.
Okay.
So they'll keep doing the podcast and they usually get some extra content. The extra content for him is he does this thing. I don't know if it's every Thursday, but they all get on a Zoom call and everyone's zoomed in with video and everything. They just talk, have some beers, talk about different dog and hunting things. This one obviously was way more based at meat processing. I talked to a guy who's a third or fourth generation butcher up just outside somewhere in Oregon. I was going to try and say the city, but I'm going to butcher it. Customer of ours, he is going to start doing bacon and rubbing the outside of it with the Bloody Mary rub and then slicing it and selling it at a premium. I don't know if you've done like whole muscle, rub the bacon and then slice it, but it really adds something amazing. The best bacon I've made was we took the 5 pepper blend and did that with. You probably didn't get any of it for the owner of the company. We don't feed you very
Shocking.
well. Yeah, it's probably not what we're best at, but I just thought that was really cool.
Well, the 5 pepper blend, I could go for that. The other,
you think that's too much?
The Bloody Mary.
Do you not like Bloody
No,
Marys?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
No, absolutely don't. So anything made, and we have different seasonings with it, and we sell them, and people love them, and that's fine. Not all of us like everything.
Yeah. That's the only thing.
It doesn't stop me from selling Bloody Mary seasoning.
No,
I'm
why
happy
would it?
to sell people
Yes.
Bloody Mary seasoning.
We have a few things that I don't like at all that everyone else loves.
Yeah.
And I've never, other than one thing, the one thing that I brought around after we made here that was universally loved was the chicken on the run chicken tenders I made. Literally everybody was like, those are amazing. I need more. But generally you find at least one person who's like, ooh, that's too spicy. That's too sweet. That's too something. But. And then
Did you see Austin's comment?
Yeah, he's wrong. Did you see my response?
No, I didn't.
Andrew and I went and looked. We pulled one off the shelf back there.
He said he went and pulled one.
Okay, so then we
So
must be
he's
through
trying
it
to
now.
think
I'm not
which ones.
right. I'm not advertising that until we know we're out of
Right.
the old stock.
Okay.
So 50-50, you might get one with reverse right now. We're working through the older stock, but I'm not advertising it.
We're gonna check it out.
Okay. It may have it.
We're gonna check it out.
So that's all I'm willing to say. Any tips for regrinding meat? Seems like after the coarse grind, trying to get back through the grinder with the fine plate, it clogs up in the throat going to the auger. Absolutely. Best thing you can do for a second grind is get it super cold. The colder the meat is, the better it will grind. On the first pass, that's not that important. I mean, those are big holes, and the meat's in good chunky form. That auger can grab that meat and force it down to the plate and the knife really easily. On your second grind, it's already ground. So what's going to happen is it's going to try to fight back up over that grinder. It's not going to want to get pushed down and through those tiny little holes. So basically partially frozen meat will grind certainly better than room temperature meat. Now, the other thing that's incredibly important, and it's part of the reason why we have a slightly smaller throat on ours than you'll find on some other models. The biggest mistake people make on a second grind is using that stomper. That stomper should not even be involved in the second grind. What you should be doing is pushing just enough meat down that throat to where when you look down, you see the auger. You want all the meat to have cleared the chamber, that little like viewing hole kind of, and then put another small amount of meat down there. Let it grab it, let it push it on, and you'll get a good, consistent, and much, much quicker grind. As soon as you start trying to just jam that stuff down with the auger, you're creating back pressure, and it's going to vastly increase the length of time it will take to get through that second grind. Second grinds take longer, but cold meat, sharp plates and knives, definitely, and just putting a little bit at a time will make it much better. Kimberly says, if you're just starting out, what equipment do you recommend? It will be a small amount for 3 people. So that's going to depend on whether or not you're a hunter or somebody who buys ground meat at the store, because any grinder to a certain extent is going to have stuffing capabilities. It is not ideal, but it does have the ability. So if you're a hunter and you're really looking for just one piece of equipment, I would go with whatever grinder you can afford. It gives you the ability to grind, obviously, and you can stuff off of it. It's not ideal, but you can do it. If you're somebody who buys like ground meat a lot and you're wanting to do it off already ground meat, I think a sausage stuffer is a better investment than a grinder at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The quality difference of a sausage between something that goes through a grinder and a stuffer and a grinder is significant.
Yeah, if you're wanting to make sausage at home and you're not harvesting that animal, then you should buy a stuffer and buy pre-ground meat. I mean, you can buy ground pork, ground beef, and make all kinds of products out of it in your kitchen with just a little 7-pound stuffer.
Yep.
And make great product.
Bonus, it's less expensive.
Right. But if you're harvesting wild game,
You have to.
Then yeah, you probably need a grinder. But yeah, they come with the stuffing horns out of the grinder, but it just doesn't make great product. Is it edible? Yes, it's edible, but there's a difference.
How would they do it before there were grinders? I mean, because they made sausage way back in,
What makes you think they didn't have grinders?
back like 1,000 years ago?
Whenever they were making sausage, they were grinding.
But
I'm pretty sure.
probably like taking a stone knife and just like,
Might have been. It might have started. It probably started out doing that. Then somebody, developed a grinder plate. Yeah, they probably
And
started
then
cutting
just,
it
yeah,
and just
a
shoving it
manual.
into casing. So are you saying, John, that somebody had to invent the stuffer before they invented the grinder? Because if they were chopping that up with a knife, then they had to put it in a casing. So which came first?
No,
the
but
grinder or
hold
the
on.
stuffer?
Hold on. Chicken or the egg? But I've seen people stuff with just like a funnel and a stick. So that I wouldn't really call a sausage stuffer. That's probably what they
Well,
did.
it's a beginning.
It's a very rudimentary.
we have to ask
That's way
ourselves,
more work.
Why were they what was the purpose of stuffing the meat in the first place? They went, oh, we have meat. Why put it in the leftover carcass of? So it was probably for travel purposes or to eat. while
Yeah,
on the
ease of
move,
carrying, yeah.
So that might help us. in
Imagine the
which
first
one-
person who did that.
Hey guys, let's put that in there. And they're like,
I'm sure there's
Why?
I'm sure there's a book that tells why, how, or who the first one.
And leads us to
My
our
good
link
friend-
of our
my-
new book we're selling.
Ray Vasquez Jr. says, will the stainless steel table that will be on sale hold a 22 grinder and meat? Yes. I mean, how much meat are we talking about? So yes or no, depending on, if you're talking about a reasonable amount of meat, yes. But if you're talking about 400 pounds of meat, no.
Yeah. Yeah, the question is there. You talking a lug?
Right.
Yeah, a meat lug or a quarter beef?
Right, because then no.
If you're pulling it off a rail and dropping a quarter beef on it, no, that's
Don't
not
do
the
that.
table for
Yeah.
it. Because you need a custom made table. So
Speaking of quarter beefs, do you ever do quarter beef? Or half?
not anymore.
No? You used to, though?
Yeah.
Did you think it was a good value?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My wife and I were talking about it the other day, splitting it with somebody.
Yeah. No. It's a great way. It's just my wife and I don't eat enough to go through it. We don't eat as much meat maybe as you do.
Nobody does. That's an unfair. I can't hold you to that.
But then you got to eat whatever is in that quarter,
There's not a cut of beef I don't.
No, I mean, yeah, but it wouldn't be ribeyes 4 days a week like you're normally used to. You don't get that many ribeyes out of a quarter, John.
I do love ribeyes.
I do too.
That's probably
That's why I have a whole bunch of them in the freezer.
going to be the best thing about 3D printed meat. I'm just go ribeyes.
No,
all of
that's
them.
sick.
Have you seen?
No, I
So
don't,
this firm out of Israel just released like the first one. No word on what it tastes like at all, or how much they spent on it. I will say this: it had the ribeye shape. The fat that went around the outside looked so unappealing. It looked like fat that had been quickly charred over like a really dirty flame. Did not.
So was this like real meat?
I mean, what do you consider? No.
Okay.
So this was like grown in a vat and then
Oh, okay.
3D printed. So
Well,
like
it could
all
be,
fake.
what do they call that, where McDonald's got in trouble for?
100%. Are you talking about what they tried to?
Just the meat product, pink slime.
Right.
That's what they called it, pink
No.
slime, which was beef.
Yeah, this
was
isn't-
just what, all was left over.
I probably spend a little bit too much time looking up everything going on with the 3D printed and cell grown because the whole thing concerns me. I'm very, very concerned. Not even ethically. Just weirds me out. All right. I will go ahead and get that stainless steel table on sale. You know what makes it worse is I now have my remote desktop, and I keep going back to the other one. Mm-hmm. So it's even more confusing. I need to just stay on the remote desktop.
I'm trying to flip between the comments and the looking stuff up, and
it's not easy.
It's not easy. It probably changed my mind.
There's probably a few questions on Teams. My Teams crashed, and I'm trying to get it on my phone.
I've been keeping an eye on
Okay,
Teams.
cool. Yeah, there's a great question.
John, is there any I missed?
Rip one out.
Oh.
The last one was for venison snack sticks, summer sausage, 15%.
How did I miss that? No, that's too low. For venison snack sticks, for just pork fat, straight fat, you want to go minimum 20%. And honestly, 25 is probably significantly better. So when a lot of people do venison, snack sticks, summer sausage, anything like that, what they'll do is they'll do a 50-50 mix between pork butts and their venison. Well, that sounds great, except the pork butt has about 30% pork fat, and that's for a pretty good one nowadays. I've noticed they've been a little bit leaner recently. So once you mix that with venison, which is incredibly lean, we're then talking about 15%, and that is too low. The best thing you can do, every really great wild game sausage I've made, whether it's summer sausage, pepperoni, anything like that, has always been that protein plus pure pork fat. No mixing of pork, even a fatty cut of pork in there, but just pork fat. And
so I learned something really good many years ago is don't reduce the fat content. You were trying to reduce the fat content because you think it's healthier, you can reduce your calories or whatever. Leave the fat in, eat less because it's better.
You're kidding me.
It's better. It's a better product. Just don't eat as much if you don't want that many calories.
That's a foreign concept. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone
The problem
in America's
is
ever heard
you
of that.
make it better and then you want to eat
Wanna eat
more.
more.
You're like, yeah, because you make that 90-10 sausage. You're like, oh, I make this because it's healthier for me, and and I bet you don't eat as much because it's not very good.
also, fat is incredibly good for you. It's good for your brain, good for everything. All right, that stainless steel table is on sale. I need to make one more change, but you can go right now and put that in your carts, and it should say $109.99. Front end menus.
What do we got?
So we have a pickup option on the online orders, right?
I was just about to get to that one.
I'm sorry, Patrick. I
sorry.
don't. I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
I'm a
no.
newbie. I didn't know how
Yeah.
this works. I just took Patrick's work away.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You made it easier on me.
Oh, Austin must have gotten to that. Also, though, Chad, no, for the flash sales, he wouldn't have them. I was going to say we mirror all our sales online in the retail store.
No.
But not for these flash sales.
Not all the sales are mirrored in the store
What?
because that was just a subject I had, a discussion I had last week.
Okay.
So they don't always.
All
There's
these.
some. Oh, all these maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not all online sales are in the store.
No.
Therefore, that's why they're online sales. And if somebody wonders, there's a great difference in selling through a storefront than selling online. And that's why we do it.
Do you want to talk about what those differences are?
Well, if you think about it from a cost perspective, we can produce orders out on online orders much less expensive than we can in a brick and mortar store.
Interesting.
I don't have somebody standing there waiting on people.
Saving you money.
So we pass it on to the customers.
There you go. Tenderizers be on sale. Tenderizers are on sale. Tenderizers should be on sale right now. We have the tenderizer motors, usually $69. It's $49. The tenderizer unit itself, I'll get everything, is usually $149. It's $109.
I got footage of that. So I got up right now. We got there's Giffen and John just There's two different tenderizers. There's the white one with the motor attachment. They don't come together, I believe. I think you have to buy the tenderizer separate from the motor that
Correct.
comes on that one. That's the white model. And then we also have just an attachment that you'll see here in a second when it cuts to John, and that does just as good of a job, if not better than that one. And it hooks up to your is there a specific model it has to hook up to, John?
No, works with any of the processing grinders.
Yeah, so I think we got a 22 right there. And, yep, as you can see, throws it right in. And those combs are very, very grabby, aren't they? Yeah, so.
Very important.
Yeah.
You have to use the combs. Without them, all that will happen is the meat will go around and around and around the slicing blades, and then when you try to push like the tongs that come with it down in there, as soon as that blade touches those tongs, they're gone. You're never pulling them back up. That is not going to happen.
Definitely not.
I can say from experience.
Well, it's just a couple comments here. If I can
go ahead.
interrupt, jump in. Somebody asked about sale on purple lugs. Why would you have a sale on purple lugs? They should cost twice as much because purple is a better color.
Yeah. I see a few fans in this comment
But no,
section.
those are all your Kansas State fans. That's who I know who said that, I'm sure.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Is it Ryan Jones?
No.
Oh.
Neil.
I figured it would have been Ryan.
No.
Sorry,
No.
Ryan.
No.
But I'm sure
don't
that's
know if-
probably
I
a
don't-
Texas State fan or a Kansas State fan anyway.
Yeah, could be somebody else. Just
We
likes
could- we could
purple.
run
Could
a
be.
special
It's a good
promo.
color.
Could be.
So I don't know about their going on sale. John would know that. My other comment was back up here. They were cutting an old recipe that was cut pork into 3/4 chunks. I assume like 3/4 inch maybe, and run it through an old hand crank grinder with no knives or grinder plates. So. One thing that we do especially with commercial processors, is you take a grinder plate, which I don't even think you can do it on a 22. I don't know how small a hole we get on a 22. Maybe we get 3/4 inch on a 22, but you take a 1 inch hold plate on a 32 or larger grinder, and you take a regular knife and cut 2 arms of it off, so it's no longer a 4. It's only a 2-bladed knife. We actually sell them in 32 and larger.
Yeah.
A 2-bladed knife, and you run beef through there, and it'll make stew meat for you. It'll cut stew meat instead of sitting there cutting in little pieces and chunks. So you can actually get this instead of running it through. You can, cutting it all. You can run it through your grinder with a 2-arm knife and a large hole, and it'll cut out big chunks.
Can't you just use a kidney plate?
You could use a kidney plate with a 2-arm knife.
Still
or
need a
you
2-arm
can-
knife.
Yeah, or you could do it with, just depends on how big you want the chunks coming
Okay.
out. But you can vary the chunks by having that 2-arm knife instead of a 4-arm knife, and you can vary it by how big your holes are.
That's probably an oversight. Believe it or not, I've never used a kidney plate.
Yeah.
It doesn't
we have to
come-
find
right.
we'll have to make up something. This doesn't sound bad. This recipe here he's got. And we'll have
I'm
to play
in for
with
that.
that sometime.
All right, we got to draw a winner for the first of the 3. The problem is we still haven't determined what we're going to do.
Oh,
Till
that's not cool.
Well, no, we know what we're going to do.
Oh, the order of it potentially.
Well, the order is going to rely on them. The first person who wins is going to
That's
get to
right.
choose between
Oh,
those 4
okay.
things. We just haven't decided if this is going to be how big are we going with these. I wanted it to be the 32 Pro Cut grinder, the e-tron smokehouse, and I'm trying to think of other ridiculous. The Simplex Jacquard slicer. Brett thought those were a little. No, I probably just listed $150,000 worth of equipment there. Let's do the number 12 grinder. Good.
Yeah, go up.
Just okay.
Yeah, go
Oh, go up.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do the 22 grinder. That was the max that I was willing to put on this, so we don't need to do a 32. A 22 is fine. Then we're going to give the person who decides on a stuffer, we're going to let them choose, because personally, no matter how, unless you're doing huge batches, I'd always say go with the 11 pound. Whoever chooses the stuffer, or whoever gets the stuffer, if they choose the 11 pound, I will throw in the Walton's quick patty maker to go along with that.
Okay.
For a mixer, we could either do the 20-pound or the 50-pound.
You should go to 50.
Okay, 50-pound. And then for a vacuum sealer, again, I will let them choose between the fresh seal, which is the little black one with the handle, and some bags. I'll throw in a really decent amount of Walton's chambered bags. And remember, those bags are on sale for 25% right now. You can very easily get to $55 in shipping on those and get free shipping. So you'll save 25% off of every bag and get free shipping. Or you can take the 12-inch Pro, which is the nicer of the chamberless vac bags. But we're going to draw the first winner right now. Do you want to? Oh, you don't. You don't have all the. You don't have access.
You guys didn't.
You
give
don't
me
have
that.
access
No,
to
you didn't
it.
give me that.
All right. So first winner has to be here, and this person is going to get to choose between everything we just listed. The winner is from Wichita, Kansas. John Tremblay. Okay, so winner is from Illinois. It is John Kazanow. John Kazanow. Let us know you're here. It is 3:40 by my watch. We're going to give you to 3:45 to respond, letting us know you're here.
Did someone respond to the summer sausage? We somehow went past that. I think.
Oh, I didn't. Did we want?
It wasn't a respond. We just
So
said
yeah,
you're just
the
saying it.
smaller
Okay.
things like that, we
Okay.
usually don't
All right.
make them
Okay.
respond.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine.
So Allie, who I'm really mad at right now, very angry at, says Brett MVP for sure.
Yeah.
We'll talk. Feel very betrayed.
What is that, most valuable processor? What are we talking about?
No, she just loves her dad.
Oh, more than
Well,
you? Oh,
yeah.
come
Well,
on.
I mean, no. Let's
What?
not be stupid.
Oh, I thought that's what we were doing. Us stupid? Never.
Keeping an eye through for John, making sure he's here.
I love how chat usually does a good job of letting us know if someone is here.
They
by the way.
do a good job at that. There's been multiple times over the last 2 ones that we've been like, all right, he's not here. And immediately we'll see, no, he's here. He said hi. Keeping an eye
Yeah.
out.
That's
And it-
when I'm yelling at you guys in my office. Like,
'Cause it's
he's
come
right.
through.
He's there. Well, how are you guys missing that?
Because we get.
So, are we
Distracted by the
answering
big
questions real
lights.
quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, the guy was asking about using lard,
I saw that. Yeah.
and I'm saying no. I never heard anybody. I don't know how you would use that
In place of fat, correct? Yes.
because it's been rendered.
It's going to, yeah, it's
so
going to have a
been cooked.
massive tendency to.
So it's not going to come back apart. I don't think. I don't know.
You don't think it's going to come back
I mean,
apart?
well, I guess
think
you
it's
heat
gonna
it
cook
up,
right
then
out.
it's just
Yeah.
going to go. Yeah, it's just going to dissolve.
Liquefy.
And,
Fat
yeah,
out.
liquefy.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I would say
I'm
no.
going to say no. Never thought about that before, but I'm saying no. And then is there a mixer hook up to a 22 grinder? Yes, we do sell a mixer that hooks to our grinders. And then the last question there is he has a 44-pound mixer. What's the smallest grinder to hook up to? And I'm going to let you answer that one.
So if you have the 44-pound mixer,
So I assume he says he
He's-
has one.
yeah,
Is that
it's-
ours?
nope. We don't have a.
We don't have a 44.
We don't have a 44-pound. So the 44-pound mixer, I'm assuming the one he has is not a brand we carry. It is a brand that we used to.
So if it's,
carry.
yeah. So if it's a Weston, it's not going to hook up to ours.
It's not that simple.
Okay.
It works one way, but not the other.
Right.
And I can't remember which way. It
I
works
couldn't
now.
either. That's why I was
can't
going to have
remember
you
which-
answer.
Hold on, I can get this. Hold on,
So
I can get this. Ooh, that was very much like
Well,
the Superman.
In the meantime, we got people commenting on the lard. They're saying lard will have a lower melting point when cooking, but some guy says it might work if you do it frozen solid because that's how he adds his cream cheese to sausage. And then I went, how come we've never added cream cheese to sausage before in here? So
yeah, explain that more.
yeah, that'd be fascinating. He says just freeze it, but I'm sure there's something to it that we're.
You know what would be good? Those. So I'm going to mention a new sausage here. It is amazing. You cannot go out and buy all of it because we don't have that much. We're fixing that. More of it is on its way. But there's a new sausage called the jalapeno popper sausage. And oh my, is it good. Putting cream cheese in that would be unreal.
Might have to put that on our top seasonings of the year list.
But
Yeah.
does cream cheese and sausage, is that just melting and running out?
Sure, it's going to, but if it's a fresh sausage, we don't necessarily care. We're just going to get some of the fat and flavor from it.
Yeah.
It's not all going to stay in there for sure. Okay. So, what happened, not to get incredibly long winded here, but what happened was we got our grinder when we still had the Weston 44 mixer. We hooked the two up, it worked. We figured that meant everything was copacetic. It wasn't. But in our experience, I will not guarantee this, but in our experience with the 44-pound meat mixer we used to have, it does work with the Walton's 12, 22, and 32 mixers. Or grinders. Sorry, grinders. I'm good if you want to.
Hey, Joe said he told you about the cream cheese.
Oh.
What do you
He
mean?
said, I told you guys about the cream
Oh,
cheese.
well, that's just our. We
Oh,
just
yeah,
probably
that's-
forgot. Yeah. There's a million.
Sorry,
yeah.
Joe.
This is billions of things going on in this mind right now. Has anyone seen John?
Hey, you know what? I think it's time for me to take a break
Okay.
and someone fill in because there's a question on here that's just for
Oh, is it
the
perfect?
guest from Kyle Thompson.
Is it for him
So-
specifically?
Well,
Come on in.
We're gonna let Austin take over for a minute.
Come on in.
I'm gonna step out. I want to. No, I do want to throw Austin under the bus, but
Okay.
you know, gift cards have been a problem for a long time. I know everybody thinks it should be easy, and I certainly think it should be easy because I'm the guy that goes, well, don't you just push your mouse over there and point and click and make things happen? But over the web and call-ins and the retail store and having something that works as a gift card against all those platforms at times creates problems.
For sure.
So
real
we'll let Austin step in case somebody else wants to talk, since he is more. He does more.
He knows
handling
more of that, yeah.
on that particular subject.
For Neil, says what model of vacuum sealers are in the drawing? It would be either our 12 Pro or the Fresh Seal, which is the little black one with the handle. If someone wants the Fresh Seal, I will add a generous amount of Walton's vac bags.
Don't you love those?
that was
cheers
not
out
great.
there?
That was
horrible.
not great. All right, guys. I don't see
I don't see
the
him
guy
either.
who won.
Yeah, did you guys see him? I think they would be telling us by now.
Okay, he's gone. What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're giving away
Yeah,
it all.
quick before he gets back to.
I
his
almost
computer.
I started saying a 32 Pro cut and HVE, and he wasn't reacting to it. I'm like, he's not hearing me. Like, he can't be hearing me. All right.
He definitely, like he was saying at the beginning, I was watching from my desk, but he definitely gets a little more aggressive about giving stuff away
he's up
the
here.
one up here.
Yep.
And he was talking about that. Like, he definitely is a lot more into it when he gets to do it.
Oh yeah, there's the pressure of like the red lights on.
I'm
We gotta
going,
give him
guys. I'm
something.
redrawing.
Okay, yeah,
Sorry,
go for
it keeps coming through as a comment.
So while you're doing that, I'll talk about gift cards real quick. Gift cards, unfortunately, they're not like credit cards. Credit cards is like uniform, and everybody takes credit cards. You have different payment platforms, but they all run the same credit cards. Gift cards is not. Everything you do has to be like fully custom, and so trying to get something that works between all our different systems. And we were supposed to be there this year because we changed website platforms, and so we finally had something we thought that would be able to do it, and we'd be able to integrate all of our back-end systems, all of our front-end systems, and we've just had a lot of problems. There will be some big changes that are going to
For sure.
finally fix that gift card issue. Those big changes won't happen for I'd like to say a couple days, but it's really going to be it's really going to be a couple months.
I almost jumped at you with both hands extended.
No, but it definitely is on the radar, but just due to some frustrations with making some different things work, I don't want to get into the whole nitty-gritty of what's going on, but we're taking some steps to
Fix some stuff.
fix some stuff, and when we do, things are going to be really, really exciting. So
All right, so Cindy Bouchard, you've got 5 minutes. It's 3:48, so we'll give you till at least 353. I'm pretty slow at this stuff. Have you ever seen this before? This is from apparently excessive testing.
Oh yeah, and
I've
got that.
never seen that before.
I got it too because we send all of our traffic through the same IP address. So
Okay.
could have been
someone
that
else here
all
too. All
of
of us were testing it. Gotcha. On our screen it says, "Sorry, you're creating too many entries. You can't enter." So keeping an eye out for Cindy. So she's going to get the choice between a Walton's 22, a sausage stuff.
She's here.
She's here.
Sydney,
Congratulations.
She's so stoked. She says,
Oh my God, the grinder, the
Yeah,
grinder.
yeah.
Awesome. Cindy, we will go ahead and mark you down for the grinder. It's Friday. We're not going to, we won't be able to get it out today. So we will go ahead and contact you Monday. We'll send you an email, respond with your shipping address, and we will get that sent out to you. So congratulations. That's awesome. Live streams.
So while I'm here, I have to draw a winner too.
Of course.
So of course we're drawing for a leather apron.
Wait, why do I still have this apron on? I was getting hot too.
That's how we know you work here.
Oh God.
Excuse me, sir. You look like a Panera Bread employee over there.
And just like that, we got ourselves another winner. I'm going to put the info into the chat here.
Do they have to be here for this?
Oh yeah, that's half the fun.
So wait, you found one with reverse?
Yes. Okay. So
Because we checked 3 days ago. We checked maybe 2 weeks ago.
hold on one second. I'm gonna put this in the chat real quick, and we can talk while we're waiting for
Go ahead.
somebody to
Yeah, yeah.
respond.
I'm adding you to our Teams list too, what we've been using to communicate with each other.
Okay. And our winner is Jeremy Demery. If you respond by 356 in the chat, you get a free leather apron. Our leather aprons, they're awesome, super heavy duty, like $100 on retail value. Super, super awesome apron. So,
Well, hold on. Before we do that, John just sent a chat over from somebody saying they're seeing the same thing we are.
Excuse me?
They're seeing that, sorry, too many entries.
really,
Is that a good problem to have?
No. I think it was Caleb with a, John, was it Caleb with a K or a C?
Let's look through some of these questions. Any questions you guys have, throw them up now. Please, don't want to tell you what to do.
Waiting. It's searching for entries to see if he answered. He's here. Okay. Awesome. What was that guy's name again? Jeremy Demery.
Demery, yeah.
And that is a leather apron.
Yep.
Okay. So is anyone else seeing that?
It works when I go on my phone.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe somebody entered in all the options and then it just stopped them.
Yeah, if
Hopefully
you-
they at least got everything entered first.
If you entered, it will do that. It'll say. Well,
Oh,
actually,
if you've done all the ones.
I don't know that it will. I've done them all before, and I don't remember.
How many
seeing that.
ways do we currently have that you can enter? 4, right?
I think 5.
And if you've done all 5, I think,
Caleb, try doing it from a cell phone or a different device.
or a different internet browser maybe.
Oh. Sorry.
Volume's working today.
Sorry. Hey, for once.
I know, guys. That's what I mean. It's like, dude, that's a good. We've heard excess volume 3 times now. That's great. I love hearing the fact that it works.
I had it up on my desk and I'm like, okay, what's going to go wrong?
Nothing.
What, do I need to run back and do something and help? And
nothing.
no, it just came up and
You
guys
did
were rolling.
change
It was
the
awesome.
upper right for me. Yeah, it's so if you go to your cell phone, even if it's saying that on your desktop, it should allow you to do it through your cell phone. You changed the upper right. and you added that very annoying pop-up.
Oh, I love
I already
it.
found it and killed it.
What?
No.
Okay. It only pops up like 3 times. So it only annoys some people slightly, and then it goes away.
Real quick, Gary Ty, high temp cheese I ordered sat in a box for 2.5 weeks in my spare bedroom. Is it still okay to use?
I would say if there's no mold on it.
Yeah. I mean, I've eaten cheese that have sat out for a long time. The main problem with cheese usually is that the outside of it dehydrates, and since this was in its bag, it should be fine. If it has... Our high temp cheese does not have, in my opinion at least, a very strong smell to it. If you open it up, if you see any mold, or if it has a really strong smell to it, I would toss it. Other than that, I'd say you're good to go.
It's one of those things that sounds kind of awkward.
Just so
Sounds
much
like it might
better,
be
by the
gross to eat, but I also I look at people that like leave like butter on their counter for months at a time, and I'm like, ugh. But no, it's fine. Nothing's gonna. Nothing.
That's how I do it. Yeah, I refuse to use butter out of the fridge.
Oh, really?
Our butter sits out in a butter dish.
Yeah.
It's so much better to spread. Just works, tastes better, everything. This is really good having you here, by the way. I like this.
Oh, well,
Makes it a
thanks.
lot easier.
Thanks.
Patrick, you have other things you're supposed to be doing.
What am I? What?
I was really saying that for Brett's benefit,
Oh,
so that
nice.
he could feel like. Tim Williams, I'm looking to buy a vacuum tumbler. I feel I want more than the small kitchen 10-pound, but not sure I need the Pro Cut KMV. I mean that's your option range right there. Yeah. So as somebody who's used them both extensively, the KMV is a few times more expensive, but it's a few times more expensive for good reason. It is a small batch commercial piece of equipment. Works really, really well. It's super easy to clean because it's all stainless steel. The pump on it's really powerful. You'll actually see the lid like convex down or concave from the other way.
You know,
Either way, it's right.
If you're
I'm either
super-
right from the inside or outside.
If you're
So
super
good.
confident about it, we would have believed you no matter what. So.
So yeah, I think the KMV is worth it, especially if you're doing jerky. I mean, that's the big one. It helps with jerky way more than the Marinade Express Pro. Plus, we can't get the Marinade Express Pro. I know somebody asked that question a few back up. I lost it, but they said, any idea when it's going to come back in? We don't.
So
Or we do.
I have a bit of an update on that. Nothing like definitive on anything, but I was talking with Andrew, our product manager, and we have sourced one
Okay.
that we should be able to have them do what we want with. The issue we're working with right now is minimum order quantities. They want us to order thousands and thousands and thousands of them, and for a product starting out, that is difficult.
yeah.
We could, if it was like, oh, you need to buy 1,000 sausage stuffers, we could buy 1,000 sausage stuffers at a time. But on the Marinade tumbler, different story. That's not as popular of a product, so we'll see. If we can get them to manufacture like a first run in a smaller quantity, we'll have something. But it looks really slick. What their design pictures were, it'll just be if we can work out a deal on order quantities on what we have to order in at a time, and we'll go from there. But one way or another, I mean, we will get something in there eventually. That's a hole that we don't want to leave. So,
Caleb Wells has a question. Do you all have a suggestion for seasoning to use with a liver sausage?
I mean, Braunschweiger?
make a different sausage.
The Braunschweiger, I would think, would be the most, right? I mean, I eat liver occasionally. I have some because I want the minerals in it, but I don't make sausage out of it. I would say Braunschweiger is probably like the thing that pops into my head the quickest. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. I'm about to release the second coupon. There are less of these. I think there's only 5 of them, but they are 20% off. I have so many tabs open, I can't find anywhere to tell you guys what it is. There it is.
So going back to the reverse function on grinders.
Okay.
I know we have at least some in the reverse function. I'm having our warehouse guys go through and get us a count on what we exactly have in stock, and then we'll be able to put something out there to let people know what we have, what they're getting. I think at this point in time that most, if not all of our stock should be the reverse.
Okay.
Because we switched that over as of December last year. But when we order stuff, I mean, it takes 6 months to get here. So if we started that in December of last year, that means we didn't start getting that stock until probably June, July, August. So we could still have some of the old stock. So as soon as I get counts on what we have, we'll make sure that we address that update features and stuff, and we can send something out about it. But
Are they literally going to go through every one and like mark which ones are and which ones aren't? Okay, so
yeah.
are we going to have like two?
when we see how many we have, we'll deal with
we'll
it
make a
at that
decision
time.
then.
Yeah.
But for right now, still say they don't have them because of the it'll be a happy surprise for somebody.
It'll
who
be a
gets
happy
one with.
surprise, yeah.
Okay, so right now, just assume that they don't have them.
Unless you want to walk into the store in Wichita, then we can
Then
get
we
you
can-
one that
yep,
we
make
know
sure.
for sure has it. That's how I went up and was opening boxes in the showroom up front, and the ones up there have reverse. So
Oh, good. I thought I lost everything because I saw just that. I'm like, oh no.
All my tabs. They're
All
gone.
right, so it is 4 o'clock. Brett, are you wanting to come back in? Okay. Yeah, I'll go run to the restroom. At 4:15, we're going to draw that second winner. What does that mean?
these are your notes, by the
Yeah,
way.
I know. I think I have basically the same thing at 3:45 and 4:30, just phrased differently. So I'm going to have to create more coupons
No,
because
okay.
we have to stick to this no matter what.
Here we go.
No, I'm
Oh.
leaving my phone in here and I'm putting my headphones in, so I'm going to hear everything you say.
I'm hoping, because we got lots to say about you, John, while you're gone. So much in so little time.
Do you have his pink slip ready?
Let me talk about tumblers real fast. So you were just talking about the KMV 25s, and yes, those are back ordered, and yes, they're going to come in someday. How's that? And this is 2021, so when we're going to get stuff? Well, we're not getting those in 2021. I believe the last thing I was told, I haven't looked at the warehouse for that item in a few days, but the last I was told from that manufacturer was sometime after the first of the year. And that's how things are working this year. Is a lot of times people don't know when we're getting stuff.
What's crazy is, like, it should seem fairly obvious, but to me, like, everything we're going through with COVID and the side effects of that, to me, it's felt like, oh, we're just dealing with that this year. No, this is year 2. Mm-hmm. 2 years of this nonsense.
I'm sorry. Did you read John's comment down at the bottom? He says, "Where did the good-looking guy go?" What a laugh. What a
Oh,
laugh.
goodness. Yeah, we're out of the tumblers. An interesting thing is there, too, must be some worldwide shortage on tumbler parts.
Everything,
Because
yeah.
our commercial tumblers, the 500-pound commercial tumblers, we are many of them on back order, and we have a lot on order. And I talked with that manufacturer this week, and they weren't sure when they were going to get those tumblers either. So whether it's those small ones, the tabletop, or the large ones that you dump 30 hams into or whatever, yeah. Problem. Nobody can tell me the answer. I was going to also comment, since I was off there, but listening to you guys, the guy asked about the cheese. This is always what I tell somebody. If they have something, seasonings or whatever that they have sitting out, I just want to remind them, or what are they putting that into? Are they putting that into that deer that they shoot once a year and they're willing to risk buying a couple extra dollars in cheese and putting in it? Because whatever they're going to use that cheese for, they're going to mix it in with other stuff, and if it ain't any good, then they're going to ruin the rest of the stuff. So maybe it'd be just better off to just go ahead and replace it.
That's a good point because if you ruin all the deer meat you have from your once a year hunting trip, you're not going to be very happy.
Right.
So,
Now, if you're going to go buy some ground pork and you go, oh, I'm only out $20 or whatever for the batch I'm making, okay, well, fine.
so
Yeah,
go
but you
ahead.
can't call us and tell us the cheese was bad after you make your deer sausage.
So Grant is asking, when do you use the reverse mode, like on the grinders? The only time, the biggest time I use it is it can help if you're trying to change out plates and knives and things are kind of stuck. Pop it in reverse for just a hot second and it will loosen things up. You can, if you're hooking it up to your meat mixer, you can run in forward or reverse. Technically, I've always been told, and from every different manufacturer we've used on meat mixers, that you don't have to run them in reverse. They're made to run in one direction. I don't know if that really is truly the thing or not, but you can run
have
in
an
reverse
opinion.
on your meat mixer.
I have an opinion.
What?
So people many years have asked that on grinders for home use, and said, "Well, I need a reverse on there." And I can tell you, I've been doing this for 25 years, and I've sold many meat grinders to commercial meat processors, and I've never sold them one with a reverse. Now, like you said, is it easier to knock the plate and knife loose? Yeah, that's true. But, we get that loose too with a ring wrench or something else that you use for a ring wrench to pop that ring loose. But as far as grinding, if you're having to back out, if you're running meat through there and having to back it out, reverse it, something else is going on wrong. Your plates and knives are dull, or I don't know what you're sending through there, frozen meat, or I'm not really sure. But like I say, if the commercial guys don't need it, why do we need it for home processing?
True. David's asking, what's the best way to store your unused snack stick casings? Put them back into some sort of plastic bag. If you have a vac machine, you can do like a light vacuum seal on them. You don't want to pull so much of a vacuum that you crush them, because you can crush them very easily. But something that is not going to allow air movement and airflow. You could throw them in your refrigerator. But as long as you get them in some sort of container where they're restricted from just ambient room temperature, humidity, airflow, and everything, they should last for a long time.
I usually just recommend you just buy more, throw those away, and order again from Walton's. Yeah, no, that's fine. They'll store. I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, no, I wasn't trying to sell more cheese. I'm just saying, what do you want to risk? You want to risk your once a year deer, or if you do, that's okay.
Yeah, some people.
It's a
people
great
are
point.
Really digging it. Yeah.
The reverse would work good if you stuck your arm down there.
What?
Somebody commented they would only use reverse if they got their arm stuck in it, and I'm like, it's a great idea.
So somebody's asking, why do people even use collagen casings when they just fall off the sausage when it's cooking? One, convenience. Some people in the room might tell you that they're not as convenient, but I would argue that collagen casings are more convenient than like natural casings. But the reason that collagen casings can kind of fall off when the sausage is cooking is because of the temperature, high heat, and a really fast cook cycle. That is going to cause issues with the casings. If you do a start out at a lower temperature, gradually increase it, and you don't cook it at an insanely high heat, the casing will hold on better. So, for example, if you take a couple bratwursts that you have in a collagen casing and you try to pan fry them and your pan's at 400 degrees, you're going to watch those casings just kind of shrivel and pull off of the meat. The ends are going to kind of bust out. You probably will end up even popping the casing But if you take those same brats and you cook them in a smoker and you start the temp at 120, you bump up to 150, you bump up to 170, you bump up to 200, and you just slowly work your way up, and you never get your grill temp above 225, 250. I mean, they're gonna hold up a lot better. I mean, that's most of the time with like collagen casings in like a commercial environment, a commercial smokehouse. What's the max a commercial smokehouse gets to? Probably 210, 220.
You mean in that process, or how high they would go overall? Overall, it's only going to go 210 or so. In that kind of a process, you're not going to ever be above probably 180.
Yeah. So when people are cooking collagen casings at home and they're doing it on a gas grill that's 500 degrees or pan frying, it's just the temperature is so high that it causes issues with the casing. But you can have some of those same issues with natural casings too. But
Yeah, that's people use them because they work really well, and if they're not working well for you, there's a problem in your process. I got to find that question. Oh, somebody was talking about using reverse, but there again, they're talking about for frozen fat, and that's what we said. Unless you're trying to do something frozen or something, which is not ideal for your grinder. It's not good for your grinder long term if you're locking it up and have to turn it back. So I'd probably thaw that out a little bit. I understand grinding it frozen because it's fat, but you're gonna have to let it thaw a little more. It's not good for your grinder.
have we heard anything on spice lined casings?
We've got one of them. One of them's in stock.
We have one of them in stock.
Yeah, the other ones are still coming.
Would you know
It's
which
on
one
the
we?
specialty casings? Yeah, we have the black pepper one. It's in specialty casings.
Yeah, what John's asking about are those. Are they only fibers casings that they're on?
No, they're like textile.
Textile casings, but it's like a seasoning built in on the inside of the casing, and it's awesome. We made just some regular summer sausage with it and tried. No, we did Lebanon bologna, right?
Yep, sweet Lebanon bologna.
Sweet Lebanon bologna.
That would have been really good, I bet.
Yeah. What was?
No, that I offered everybody to, and I still have some. If you want some.
Oh, is that why he's
You
not
may
saying it?
have
Just
some. You're leaving with some.
And it was done in the new casings,
Yep.
in the coated casings.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I'm excited about that.
Did you do that while I
That's
was
like
gone?
a Christmas present from you, John.
It wasn't just a black pepper on that one though, was it, John? It was a
I made a
red.
couple. This.
Oh, nice. That's like a bunch too. Do
I have
get
to
both
crack
of
it
these?
open right now.
Since they're froze together.
Go ahead.
Imparts just the perfect amount of seasoning on the outside with little to no loss on it.
What is the casing? What's on it?
That one is pepper and garlic.
Pepper and garlic.
Pepper.
Um,
Lebanon
No, that's-
sweet bologna.
Your other son wanted sweet bologna, so that's sweet bologna.
That's why I didn't get any.
'Cause you don't
One
like
of my kids were involved and they kept it all.
Actually, I think Kurt got more of it than anyone else.
Really?
I think.
Oh, don't
There
tell
again,
him that.
Kurt was involved and cut Brett out.
Oh no.
Don't feel too bad. Same thing happens to me now. I walk back and I'm like, what? You made what? I didn't get any of that. No one even offered some.
I'll point at the two Johns in the room.
have
Those
to-
guys make and distribute everything.
Surprise, Patrick, throwing other people under the bus.
Oh, you kidding me? Oh yeah, big
It's
time.
just usually like yesterday I was out of the office, so I see, I don't know, Patrick or John, I don't remember whose email, saying, yeah, there's stuff in the break room. I should have responded and say, save some, for Brett.
That was gone in less than 3 minutes. I talked to somebody from shipping. Was like, nope. That was a
Yeah.
bowl full of jerky. It was gone.
Bowl full of jerky
That's,
going.
John made some of the best jerky I've had. We used that slicing thing, and it made it the perfect thickness. It looks weird. It tastes awesome.
Did you put soy in it?
Nope.
Good. Then it probably was really good then. A lot better than what Tremblay makes.
Tremblay. Just start calling them by their last names.
So, did we answer? Where are we at in
Sold
questions here?
5 tables so far.
Nice.
Yeah, it says Boss should have first pick, is what everyone's saying.
Who is Bosch?
So,
Boss. Brett.
Oh, the boss. Gotcha.
on first pick, yeah.
Could we throw a lapel mic on John?
Does it go that way
Yeah,
in,
if you
in
totally
other
want.
companies? Are there other companies that the owner actually gets to participate in samples and stuff? So can you put 19 millimeter collagen on a 13 millimeter stuffing tube.
No,
So it's only on the 12.
cannot
Okay.
be done. I've tried.
And it sounded like they were asking if like the whole sleeve would fit on, and
Yeah.
the whole thing won't fit on either. That's another thing where all the collagen casings from Devereaux, I mean, they're meant for commercial processors, so they're designed for a specific stuffing tube on some commercial piece of equipment that. That's one of the good things, but bad things about buying from Walton's is a lot of the stuff you buy from us is the same stuff a commercial processor's using, but we kind of you have to adapt some things here and there. But I mean, it takes 2 seconds to take the thing, break it in half, and throw it on the stuffing tube.
Right, just pinch it.
Yeah.
Pinch it and tear it.
All right, John's lapelled up, so he should be able to freely talk whenever now.
So, does one of you guys want the chair over here too? Should we
No,
just
I'm
go
fine.
3 of us? I don't.
No one needs to see more of John.
Yeah, no, they do see a lot of me. That is fair.
Just the man
So,
off screen.
I've
talking.
got bad news, and I wanted to talk about this anyways.
I don't like this.
So my wife has taken a job with. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that to you.
Dang it!
I would
no.
never-
killing me.
Oh, he was excited.
You can't quit. I get to fire you if.
No. So
Man, if you did that, then I like you a lot, but I would not like you very much if you
sorry,
did that way.
came up right just as a thought right then. But I do actually have some unfortunate news. We're hoping that we can fix it. I was lucky enough to talk to that gentleman that you had helped, Mitch, from Hope for Heroes. So Hope for Heroes is an organization similar to the Wounded Warriors, other things like that, except that he focuses not only on veterans, but also first responders. We had a wonderful conversation. We did it remotely. Lasted about 35 minutes. We used Riverside FM. And when we went to download it, Riverside FM recorded 7 minutes of his side. Recorded all of mine. So I sent it, there's a button he can click that's recovery. So hopefully it's still in his browser and it will continue uploading, but that's why we didn't have a podcast release today, because the portion that we really liked, we couldn't get all of.
That sucks.
If we don't, I think he'd be willing to do it again, which I think it'd be worth it, because it wasn't quite as close as Mike Christensen got me to crying, but it was close.
Yeah.
He tells a story that is, and I was aware of the story before because I saw it on his thing. So his thing is Hope for Heroes. He helps people with PTSD, issues like that, through hunting. They do a lot of, once a year they do like a game night, and he quite a few times actually wanted to say thank you for donating all the stuff we did to him. So.
Yeah, we've been
Very
blessed
cool.
to be able to help out several different groups like that work with wounded warriors and first responders, and help them out with some equipment, and which is pretty easy from our part. We give them some equipment; they're doing all the work and helping them hunt and helping them process game, and so there's numerous groups out there, Mitch and others that are doing some awesome work with people.
So if anyone wants to help, donate, anything like that, I will post the link to his organization in here. But really great guy, really great conversation. I was very crestfallen yesterday when I saw that, and I assume he's out doing something noble because I haven't heard back from him, so I'm assuming he's out helping somebody.
Okay.
Sounds like myself.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
You don't know me.
When are you guys going to answer the liquid smoke question, or is that
Oh.
get diverted to me?
I can start, but you probably are going to know more than me. I took a class on liquid smoke one time, so
Yeah.
I should know the full
you may
answer.
Be way ahead of me.
But
I just learned what I know in a meat logger.
Wait, did anyone see Jeremy's comment? That's funny. With the Waltons sitting next to each other, you can see the resemblance. I think I see you two, both of you, too much individually.
Hold on, let's get all 3 Waltons in the room. John, why don't you go get
let
in
me
between them? We could see all 3 generations. Yeah.
So wait, am I
generation
Austin's
is he?
kid?
John's the oldest. Yeah.
It's like the I'm my own grandpa. It's going to be that type of deal.
Real quick, Rob Murphy says, yay, free hat Friday. Did you give away a hat?
No.
Okay. Right now,
trying to
You can
encourage
use apparel 15 on any Walton's hat, shirt, hoodie, anything like that, and it's 15% off. Let's draw 2 winners for jerky and a seasoning. We're going to go through that jerky real quick because we've got a couple of backlogs of people we got to send it to too.
Yeah.
All right.
'Kay.
So you want me to draw it? You draw
I
it?
already clicked it.
It is decided.
And the winner is from
The center of the country.
the East Coast, West Coast.
Well, we got 2, so we'll go with this one first. Their name starts with an S, and they live in Arkansas. We have a Sherry Wilkins,
Congratulations, Sherry.
A
and
razor.
then we have someone from the southeast.
Okay.
I don't really know. It's in Florida. I've never heard of the city, Inglewood. I was going to kind of
yeah.
describe where, but I have no idea where that
Englewood,
is.
Florida?
Inglewood.
Not that Englewood.
Pretty
Oh, it's
sure.
not?
No.
Pretty sure it's a Meatgistics user. Name sounds really familiar.
Okay.
Todd Seymour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So while we're at it,
Congratulations.
if you guys are watching and you're not a Meatgistics member, make sure you go to meatgistics.com. You can find all the stuff that we talk about here on the live stream, all the help and tips, plus get direct feedback from other people like you all across the country. So sign up there and join our forums there.
And we do take your feedback seriously. There was something the other day with highlighting the users of a post. I mean, we had that up. When we can do it, we absolutely will do it. Like we had that one in less than a day for sure. Todd's in Sarasota.
Do they have to be here or?
Nope, for those, no. So what will happen on those is tomorrow Monday, we will email you, get your address and a seasoning of your choice because we will also send along a seasoning.
For jerky or summer sausage? What are we doing?
Jerky, the summer sausage,
Okay.
that one person is getting the 3 logs, so we just need their address and then we'll send that.
Okay.
All right, 4:15, draw second winner. Austin?
Oh, I was getting ready to answer a question and somebody already answered it.
See?
The corned beef cure.
I would
question.
bet that's a Meatgistics user who responded to him.
So sorry, I just saw that and was getting ready to answer and make sure that we had some in stock before I opened my mouth. So
Oh, can you do an accent?
From where? Crikey.
No, like from where around you were.
So we talked about this the other day on that podcast. I started talking. I started, my New York accent started coming back because of his. I don't think I can do it on demand.
No, he probably
What do you
couldn't.
2 want? No, I don't think I can.
Okay.
He needs like a group of guys that probably
Yeah.
sound like that,
And
or
then
walk,
get back in
and
it,
then
yeah.
like that's.
Or if I get really mad. But no, I don't think so.
I walk it here.
Yeah, watch Goodfellas to do it probably.
So our winner is from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh.
And it is a Terrence O'Connor.
Congratulations, Terrence. You got 5 minutes to respond.
Love
You're
it.
going to get your choice between the 3 remaining prizes, which were one of the sausage stuffers, a vacuum sealer, or a meat mixer. So it could be the 50-pound meat mixer. If for some reason you wanted the 20-pound instead, we'd be happy to do that. For the vacuum sealer, let me go grab those and I'll put them up here so people can see what I'm talking about. We have either the Walton's Fresh Seal, which is this with this handy little handle here. That was awesome. It locks down in place. I love that.
Oh, I think I got footage of that one too.
Or the Walton's 12-inch Pro. This has the start sealing button on the handle as well as the seal button. I don't know why I love that as much as I do because it really is just like press up here, but I love that. This is a more expensive unit. It's got a little bit more powerful pump. So if someone were to choose the smaller one, I would throw in some back bags and stuff to try or sort of make up that difference. So that's that. And what was his name? Terrence? Terrence Connor?
Terrence O'Connor
Terrence O'Connor from Brooklyn.
from Brooklyn.
So I love that
Brooklyn, New
because
York.
we get used to thinking that so many of our customers, and most of our customers are more rural, but not all of them. We get a lot of people they're in large cities and they're making product. That's awesome.
State by state, New York is way higher than I always think it is. What is it? 5? Is it the 5th for us?
Like total sales?
Oh yeah, it's probably top
it's,
5
It's yeah, I don't know if it's
Well,
top 5. It's top 10.
for retail.
Is it top 5 for retail?
For retail, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
all
It's
of upstate,
commercial. It's pretty strong commercially too.
Yeah. I mean, upstate New York is all hunter, not
Yeah.
all, but,
But
a
this guy's
lot
from
of
Brooklyn.
hunters. Yep.
Like to
Look at it.
picture
And-
a guy in like the 23rd story of an apartment building processing a
Making-
cow.
Dragging up his, there's a ton of that. In fact, I don't know if Mitch told you this,
Mitch
but yeah,
is
he
like a
grew up
police
in a
officer
butcher.
from was it Brooklyn?
Westchester, just north of the city.
Okay, yeah, somewhere in,
Yep.
like around the city there. He was the police officer.
But he grew up in a butcher shop.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
Yeah.
got into that. I thought
Oh, yeah,
that
I
was
got
pretty
into that.
funny. Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Keeping an eye out.
So Austin, did you hear my comments about being in here and having a new appreciation for you guys not answering all the questions as you're trying to talk and read all the questions?
Yeah. It's harder than you think.
But then once I finally got teams to pop up and realized that John over there was giving us the ones that were specific, that helped me.
That's new to this week too.
Real quick, a couple people have a
Somebody had a
complaint
really good idea there.
about you. Any idea what it could be?
That I said the word forms.
That you said the word forms. The only thing I'll say is Austin and I have been very busy with some other things, so we haven't gotten to spend as much time as we normally do on the community. So
Well, it's a community and a forum and a blog and a
it's
help
mostly a
desk and a
community.
knowledge base.
I think Meta. got
that
their
is
idea from us.
creepily clear.
What
That
is?
makes
Oh,
me
the
feel
cam-
weird when it's
The
on
camera
me. I
angle's
noticed
on
it
you.
first when it was on you and you were sitting there.
Is that the new one or the
No,
old
that's the old one with the new lens.
one? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. It's the
Well,
lens.
New lens.
John's
as of-
pointing at different cameras right now. For those of you that don't know what he's talking about, he's
Yeah.
pointing at different cameras because we
That's-
have a couple of them in here.
That's why I told him, I was like, I think next year we're going to move to that lens on this camera, but then we have to move
We have
this
to move
camera
it back.
further back. But
Yeah.
it looks sweet. So stuff, nerd audio video
They
stuff
want
we're
more
geeking out
toys.
about.
They-
No,
Yeah,
I
like-
No,
think
no,
it's
we're
gonna be
talking
in the
same
budget.
toys. Same
Yeah.
toys.
Oh, okay.
Just set up differently.
Okay.
We need like how you have like remotes on this one. We need to like ceiling mount it up there,
Yeah.
and then you could raise it up and down and back and forth.
Oh yeah,
And
I got this. Well, I think we're right there. Just a couple tracks and stuff where I can actually, because I have to get up a lot and change the cameras and then come back over here and then take it. But it's like if I could just tell John from my headset, hey, get a close up on Brett,
Yeah.
and then do that. So we're right there. It's like every step along the way, you guys help us get a little bit better each month. I think so.
I did sneak that extra $50,000 into
I know.
the media
Yeah,
budget.
that's
So
what
as long
the
as he
budget
can't
numbers-
find it,
we were looking at budget numbers for next year. That must be what it is.
So
As they say, all it takes is money, Brett.
See, I'm trying to get him to stop talking about that so that that budget can stay where he said it. Kenneth Stafford says I might be making pigeon sausage. Anyone ever eaten pigeon?
I
No.
who
No, but my
I've had
dad
pigeon.
used to.
Yeah.
Pigeon pie.
No, I had pigeon like wrapped in, I want to say it was prosciutto.
Really?
I don't know why I want to
Well,
say
my
it
dad
that.
would tell the story because he grew up as a poor farm kid over in eastern Kansas, and they pretty much just lived off of what they grew, you know.
Sure.
And he said, yeah, when things were really bad, you know, you'd shoot pigeon down the barn and had pigeon pie.
So pigeon wasn't like a delicacy for
No,
you.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It wasn't top on his. No.
I
We never
remember
had
liking
it. We never had it when I was a kid growing up, so I'm assuming he really didn't like it, so we didn't pass it on to the next generation.
So but it wasn't. My grandmother who grew up in the Great Depression, like, she would make unbelievable soups from the leftovers of like chicken, like very frugal, very, very good cook. One of my cousins got that from her and took it to another level. I mean, he's an amazing chef. But he is the one who gave me pigeon wrapped in, it was either prosciutto or bacon. It was probably just bacon. But I thought it was really good. I really liked it.
I heard from somebody who had gone pigeon hunting and ate pigeons. It's kind of like dove, and it's really not bad as long as you get like a legit
Yeah, you don't want
pigeon from like out in the middle
Yeah.
of nowhere.
No-
You get a
no
pigeon
city
that's around any type of residences or city, and they're
Green
going to eat garbage and trash, and they taste like garbage and trash.
Yep.
So it just depends on where you get it from.
Wait, you are
Okay,
what
so
you eat, I guess.
Wood
is what-
Butcher says a quab is baby pigeon. I think he means a quab, but it could be a quab. like a space quab, because I've heard of quab before, so I'm assuming he means that.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to say that City Boys Hunt 2. Where was
Oh
that?
yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
Marco Colo.
But I think more of okay, you're in Denver, or you're in
Accessibility,
yeah, you're somewhere, you're in Cincinnati or somewhere. But and that's just me being a kid growing up around rural Kansas, outside of Wichita, which is our big city.
Yeah.
That New York City just seems like a stretch. How far are they going to travel to go hunt somewhere? But
That's where John gets his salsa at, is what I hear.
yeah.
That was so lame, but funny.
I'm not
Squab,
pounding
there you
them.
go.
I'm not pounding them. I think it's awesome. We just don't think of that out here.
Yep.
So we make fun of John. He's the only New York guy we know.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I'm not really a New York guy. I'm
You
much
are the
more-
most liberal Democrat I've ever met.
Here. Okay, guys.
I'm much more at home
All
here.
right.
He's in the witness
Okay,
protection program.
so I've not seen Cody Jefferson, whatever the winner name was. Anyone else? I haven't seen him. Best glove to wear when cleaning a meat slicer, chainmail or cut resistant. Chainmail and cleaning things is not a good mix. Really easy to get that caught into something. I would definitely say cut resistant, but I would also say if you're cleaning your slicer, not grinder.
cut resistant glove.
Yeah,
Yes,
cut resistant
absolutely.
glove. I would go with Hex Armor or NXT, but I'm sure those A4 and A6s are fine for that as well.
Okay, pigeon. The pigeon comment on there with jalapenos, cream cheese, and wrapped in bacon. Well, yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Anything, yeah.
You could put anything cream cheese and wrapped in bacon with jalapenos.
Okay. Somebody's eating possum and coyote. And raccoon. We talked about what we wouldn't eat, and coyote was on both of ours. So.
What was the reasons for that? Just of...
Yeah.
Oh, he's had it?
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Jeremy, no. The limited coupons go based on when you place the order. Groundhog.
Hey, should we send out another package of summer sausage?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna pick a winner?
Yeah.
So, in case somebody wasn't here before, so we made some summer sausage for employees, and I say we, people here, mostly John.
Yes.
Mostly John made 3 different flavors, and so we got some that are left over here. So we'll send out. They're from this year. They're not from last year. 1 pound summer sausage of each of the 3 flavors.
Yep.
And we will pick a winner here, and we will send them out on
It's
Monday.
that bottom one.
You just touched
Okay.
something and it went away.
Oh. I thought you
And
were
it's
going to
gone.
say just have me.
Yeah, you better
Okay.
do it.
So it's from Osakis, Minnesota. It's David Spencer. David, congratulations. You don't need to respond to that. You need to redraw because they're gone.
So we'll send that out Monday, so Minnesota, they'll have it Tuesday. Assuming somebody in this room records this name
Yep,
and stuff.
that's what we're doing.
Like a steel trap up here, didn't it?
No, that's what I used to
Patrick.
do. I'd always say, no, I'll remember. I'll remember.
No.
And then I'd have to rewatch these live
Oh
streams
my God,
so many
He'd
times.
be so mad on a Monday morning. I'm trying to find this one moment where this guy wins something and it's 10 seconds long. Meanwhile, the live stream was 3 hours. I'm like, good luck.
I mean, you do it at double speed and you just constantly hit the forward button and it skips 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Doesn't take that
We
long.
got a system. That's great.
So I don't remember who or what we were drawing for. Was that
The next
pick your
for the big
prize?
one. Yep.
Okay. So this winner is out of Hammond, Indiana, Fred Baginski.
Baginski. I like that. It's a good name. Are you putting it in there? Oh, he's here.
Who?
Fred. That's Woods Butcher. He's the guy who's eating possum and raccoon.
Yep.
Congratulations, man. What do you want? Let us know what you want.
He had possum, pot pie, raccoon, and at their annual dinner.
Kurt.
What kind
Everyone's
of a
enjoying
group has that annual dinner? I don't know.
Well, I want to know what Kurt's talking about. Man down by the farm collected our armadillo carcasses and pressure cooked and canned the meat.
Oh yeah.
Aren't they lousy with that thing that makes
leprosy.
people? Yeah, leprosy.
Yeah. My
Big
dog
time.
killed one once when we were bird hunting.
Anything happen?
No, she was fine after it, but
Ooh.
she just went back in the sticks and there was this fight going on back there, and I kept shocking her, and she'd yelp and
Didn't care.
and she didn't care, and she didn't always want to retrieve pheasant and quail. Sometimes she'd always find them and then kind of like make you pick them up, but that day she killed that armadillo. She wanted to bring it to me, and it wasn't all the way dead yet. There was blood everywhere on her, on the armadillo, and a buddy of mine. Ben Linnemer. Ben was laughing his tail off and at us when me trying to get away from her. She's trying to hand that armadillo to me.
Can you? So real quick, I'm going to tell him what the choices are again, but I would like you to tell the fishing story with your dog if you can. But first, I got to do this. All right. So the first lady who won chose the grinder. So what's left is any size you want of the sausage stuffers. If you choose the 11 or the 7, I will throw in the Walton's Quick Patty Maker to kind of make up for that difference. Unless you do big batches, my recommendation is go with the 11 pound, but you do what you want there. Or you could choose a 20 or 50 pound Walton's Meat Mixer. And then the last option would be between the 12-inch Pro chamberless sealer or the Walton's Fresh Seal with the locking handle. If you choose that one, I'll throw in some Walton's vac bags to sort of make that more even. But I will watch for his response. Do you want to tell the fishing story? If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Like with
I love it.
my bird dog that I was somebody had trained this dog. I got him. He was older. I don't think he was very old, but he had they obviously train him with a quail wing on a fishing line, which I've seen people do before. So I had a pond near the house, and the dog came down with me to the pond, and it was a Weimaraner, and he was trying to chase my lure. So I don't remember what I had at the time, something that had a couple of treble hooks on it, and was running out there trying to catch a bass, and the dog was like trying to run out there, and when I'd bring it in, so I was trying to be careful, and then I was decided to move around the other side, and I was climbing up on the dam, and when I did, I kind of dropped the pole down, and that dog ran over and grabbed that lure, and he didn't just stop. He took off in a panic. So I'm standing on the dam of this pond, holding on to the reel, on a bait cast reel, and it's going it's spinning off as that dog is running. And I'm trying to get the release, on the reel, and it's really hard to do when there's a lot of pressure on it. When you got a 70, 80 pound dog on the end of it running at full steam, yelping and screaming. So it was quite exciting.
I love that story.
Yeah, well, I didn't keep that dog a long time.
Wasn't smart enough.
No, he wasn't smart enough
Weird.
to live at the Walton house.
All right, so I've got Fred. He chose the vac sealer. We will let you know, or you can let us know what model you chose when we contact you on Monday. So then the last thing would be the next person's going to get their choice between a meat mixer and a Walton sausage stuffer. Actually, everything is Walton's now.
You reading the comments?
Yes, I'm reading the comments.
What did I miss?
Someone called Mama Bear responded with, "I think that dog was really his wife's dog, as Brett frequently reminds her."
Deborah, the aprons, I don't know which one you're talking about. The Artisan apron is still on sale for $19.99 because I never took it back off. I'll do that at the end of this. They're usually $29.99. And the leather apron right now is $20 off, so it's $79.99.
Do you want to sit down so you can finish, since you're kind of running the show here?
Sure. Or you're...
You sit down.
Sure. I mean, you're welcome to stay if you want. You're not going to have audio.
We can mic him up if you want. Or actually, here, yeah, give him that one.
Yep.
probably better come off of that. You'll be double speaking.
Yes, that wouldn't be good. Nobody wants to hear me twice as loud.
No.
There's a comment on here. Are we going to have another SCA competition this year? And I would not be too confident of that at this point. But if we don't, we want to do something else in its place.
So yeah,
So we have several ideas.
I have absolutely no plan in doing an SCA event again. Some things and issues there. They made us, particularly me, a little bit mad, and I don't think that they did a very good job of trying to resolve the issue. I think it was just a poor business relationship there. So I don't want to do business with them really again, but we'll see. We're going to do something. We will still have a steak cook-off, but instead of being sponsored by SCA, we will probably just do our own thing. We've thrown around a few different ideas on how we could do it.
Or a brat fest.
Yeah. Doing something fun still where there's a cooking competition. There's lots of meat for everybody to eat, and lots of things going on elsewise like we've had before. But it won't be exactly the same, but I think it'll be just as good, if not better.
All for it. It's always sorry, I had my mic off there. It's always a really good time. I bring my entire family out. Besides my mom, she hates standing out in the heat. But my dad, I love it. He's like, "What do you mean beer?" And I was like, "I think I might be able to get you a free one too." He's like, "You're kidding me." So they love it. My 4 brothers that live in town. Yeah, it was a great time for us.
All right, so I think we gave Christmas 20, didn't we? I think I announced that coupon code. So we've got that, but since I had it on here twice, I am going to give another 5 coupons for 20% off. Since this is the second one, it'll just be Christmas 22. So you can use that for 20% off any non-sale item at Walton's, which I imagine is pretty much seasoning and casings because everything else is on sale.
Really?
Not everything, but most things. We dug deep into your reservoir this year.
I don't have to approve those anymore.
You
so
don't?
I guess, yeah.
No.
That's what happens. Yeah. So somebody wants a head-to-head competition with you, John.
For what?
Steak cook-off.
Oh, is it Ryan Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he does.
Well, tell him
I'm game.
We'll do it on camera though.
I'm game. Oh, 100%.
The
He's
whole
gonna
steak
try and
competition thing is just crazy. I know there's a lot of people here. It was really awesome the 2 times we've done it and watching everybody. But from my background of being the competition of cured meat products, that I'm like, well, how do you make that much difference in a steak? Because on cured meat, yeah, you can do lots of different things on making a better snack stick or a ham or whatever. But it's cut in a steak and cooking it different.
Cooking it different. And just my opinion, but like the stuff that they focus on is not important. Like they want the perfect level. They want the perfect sear marks. None of that matters. All that matters is taste. And he's going to try to use some weird seasoning or combination. I'm going to use Walton's Ultimate Steak and Roast Rub and beat him.
Special secret.
Everybody knows.
John's special
Everybody
secret.
knows. That's not a special secret.
They just have to. I mean, of course they do it because of like the subjectiveness of taste. So they have to hit some categories for you to be even considered at the 0 hour. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of with you. Some of the SCA stuff kind of takes away some flavor, so to speak, because you are trimming fat and stuff like that, and you have to hit. You'll notice the different textures of spinalis and stuff like that. But
good job, Patrick.
well, I'm the guy that I did all these interviews with this steak guy
Fair
and
enough.
stuff. So yeah.
He was talking earlier. He was answering somebody's question, and I sat here and I was like, "Well, what do we need to be up here for? What's he doing?"
Start grooming it. Yep.
All right.
No, North Dakota Mike, have you guys thought of more of a meetup for Meatgistics? Yes,
Yep.
we've thought more of it.
Yep. Absolutely.
We have
I
thought
think we're
about
just
it.
going to have to just like pick a date and then
See what sticks. Yeah.
something that's convenient for me.
The only problem with that, guys, I firmly believe it would have happened this year, but we had so many problems launching the new website. Just what I expected, because we have people to help with it now. I expected it to take like 10% of my time. It's been 80, 90 for the last 8 months. So once we get all of that settled, we will have time to devote to that. And a Meatristics meetup is 100% something that we're trying to focus on.
You know why it's going to happen? It's got alliteration happening for it. So it's
right.
for sure going to happen on John's plate now.
Patrick knows if he wants to sell me on something, just phrase it as a alliteration. I'm like, well, I like the sound
I'll
of
get
that.
like
That sounds
3
good.
letters in a row, and I go, but dude, come on. What are we talking
Now
about?
we can't. What seasoning would you suggest for duck, pork, sausage? That's a really good question. It gonna lead into one thing I wanted to talk to you about, but I would say you want something that's a little bit more classic. You don't want to go out of the box with it. So if we're talking about like a fresh sausage, honestly, I think the Philly cheesesteak could be really good with that. It's got a nice vegetable taste. It's not overpowering. I see Patrick nodding, so I like that. If you're going cured, I would say Willie's would be really good. So it's on the list, so we have to at least address it. Do you have we want a favorite in each? Can't do it? You don't have a favorite? It's like your children? It's me.
Yeah.
I'm your favorite.
Yeah. Probably not.
Okay.
That would be.
Too hard?
I
Yeah.
feel like we've asked him this before, but I feel like we got an answer last time.
You mean honest?
Like, what's your favorite bratwurst seasoning?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Favorite or one you could eat every day?
Well, I mean, the only, Blue Ribbon, I can eat every day.
Yeah.
You go back to what's your favorite? Well, probably Blue Ribbon, because if I had to eat every day, do I like some of the other stuff? I love some of the other stuff, whether
But not every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But some of them I don't want to have all the time. It's like a breakfast sausage, Holly regular.
Yeah.
Holly regular. Do I like some of those? Oh yeah, maple. That's good to throw in. The apple. Yeah, those are good to throw in occasionally. Whatever. But then you got snack sticks, and yeah, if I was going to eat it forever, Willie's.
Yeah.
But I really like Tex-Mex. I like some of the others too. But I've made 25 pounds of Tex-Mex before, and I'll eat 25 pounds of it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I'd agree with you on Willie's. I go away from it sometimes where that wouldn't be my favorite, but I always come back to it. It's such a perfectly crafted taste. Like it's
This is
what you
think
want out of it.
you think of a snack stick, and that would be the
100%.
flavor.
I would firmly disagree with you on bratwurst. Though I know cloves are traditionally in a bratwurst, I could think of 10 other bratwurst seasonings that I'd rather eat than.
You really like the Swiss?
Do I like the Swiss?
You like it better than Blue Ribbon? That's another really just standard type flavor without
No,
other stuff.
Yeah, I'd probably take Blue Ribbon over Swiss.
Okay.
But I'd like habanero, mango.
Well, yeah, but then you're talking about getting into flavors. You're not. You're not talking about just a brat.
But if I was eating it every day,
I mean, you could go to like Jerry's brat, which is
I like Jerry's.
very plain.
Okay.
It's modeled after the national brand
Yep.
that it used to be called.
Can't call it that
and
anymore.
then the national brand didn't
Said,
like them.
"Hey, what are you guys doing?"
Using that
Yeah.
runs commercials and stuff for their sausage that you can buy in every grocery store. So that was what it was. And to me, and there again, since she's listening, Mama Bear, she loves that because she likes just like that plain
Sure.
flavor. And Blue Ribbon is more. It's more flavorful than that.
Okay.
But after you get out, and Swiss is just a standard type brat. When you get out of those, then you start getting into flavors.
They almost need a different category. Like, yeah, they're brats, but they're not really. Like those are
Specialty brats.
yeah, fresh specialty sausage, but I don't want to move them out of there because that's where people go to look for them. But they do kind of need their own category.
No, they're a brat, so they have the.
Brats just aren't as specifically defined as like Italian sausage
Right,
seasoning is,
right.
something like that, or even breakfast sausage, to be honest.
All right. So we're going to end at 5. So we do have one more drawing to do.
Can I ask you a question? I was at the grocery store the other day, and I bought. Well, if I just stopped, I was like, all right. I bought like those little tiny tubes of chorizo that you get for like $1.29 or something crazy. I forgot they were in my fridge, and this was only a couple weeks ago. But on it, they're tubed real tight, right?
Yeah.
On it says it doesn't expire until like March. Is that if I freeze them, or they're good until, because I mean, then I know they have like that very vinegary taste.
No, I still have. I have the exact same thing in my fridge at home. I love mixing them with eggs.
Me too.
It's
the
amazing.
best. Yeah.
No, they're good for really long time.
Okay, I was just
really
making
long
sure.
time. And you hit on it.
Yeah.
It has so much acidity to it that what's growing in there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I kind of just because I know sweets. Oh, it has way too much sugar, and there's nothing could ever grow on it. But I was like, this, I don't know what to do.
And I want to say hi to Joe Hell. Been a while since we talked. I saw you commented earlier you were busy. So I actually, the guy I was talking about earlier, Oregon Butcher, I let him know about Butcher and Walla Walla. I just like saying that.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. He's a super nice guy. I think you'd like him.
All right, so how many more drawings we got right now?
So we've got the last drawing for like the big stuff. And Philly Brat is amazing. Use wild cherry. Sorry, I'm just
Philly Brat is amazing. I agree.
Yeah.
That is one
It's
of
awesome.
my other favorites.
Do you like Philly cheesesteaks?
I love them.
Have you been to Charlie's Cheesesteaks in the mall?
No.
Had no idea it was there. It was at the mall last weekend. I don't know.
Do we still have them all?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually adding on to Town East by millions of
East.
dollars. Yeah, Town East. Yeah, not
Yeah.
West.
But in the center food court, go eat get a Philly cheesesteak from Charlie's Cheesesteak.
Okay.
You got it, dude.
Sean
I'll
Simpson-
have to now.
Sorry. Sean Simpson wants to say, could you talk quickly on baking cures and how to use them? So there's 3 ways people really cure bacon. You've got a dry rub, you've got an injection, and some people still do equalization just in water. Generally, the 2 we like are the dry rub and the injection. The dry rub's incredibly simple to do. All you're doing is weighing out the correct amount of that, rubbing the entire outside with it, and then putting it in somewhere where it's not going to dry out too much and putting it in the fridge. You then relying on osmosis for that cure, seasoning, salt, all of that to penetrate through the meat. Now, people do still rub the fat side of the belly, but the stuff's not really going to penetrate through. So it's not necessary. Some people turn it every day. Some people don't. I've done it both ways. I did not notice any difference between doing it and not doing it. That you generally, it's going to depend on the thickness, but that you generally want to let sit about 5 days. I think some instructions call for up to 7, but 5 days is generally what you want to do. If you're injecting it, there'll be different percentages you want to pump to. I believe the standard is 20%. So if you have 10 pounds of bacon after you're done injecting it, you want it to weigh 12 pounds. You're then going to cover that with whatever is left over of what you injected. You want it to fully cover it. So you can, if you need 2 pounds of injection, you're going to make at least 4 pounds, inject that 2 pounds. Then whatever's left over, make that 50% strength by adding its weight in water. So if you made 4 pounds, you injected 2 pounds, you have 2 pounds of solution left, add 2 more pounds of water to that to cover the bacon. Then you're gonna let that sit for about 3 days, depending on what you add to it. The reason for the shorter time is obviously we injected it. We're not relying on osmosis. We just need it to equalize. And then you're gonna smoke it and you're good.
We have a bunch of questions about what we're drawing for and how many drawings are left and what items those are. So if you would please.
Yep. So first winner took the grinder. Second winner took the vacuum sealers. Last winner is going to get their choice between any of the Walton sausage stuffers. If you choose the smaller ones, we'll throw in the quick patty maker, or a Walton's 50-pound or a Walton's 20-pound. If somebody didn't want the 50-pound, it is kind of big. Maybe somebody wants a smaller one. The downside, if there is one to that 50-pounder, is that 12.5 pounds is the absolute minimum you can put in there for it to actually work. And with that, you'll want to like scrape off the sides occasionally as you're going. So we'll draw that winner now.
Okay.
And then so we have one or two more we're drawing for.
I mean,
I'm only
No,
asking.
Yes, whatever's on your list. Yeah.
Okay.
So I while you're doing that,
Go.
I'll answer a question there on the 4x10 chambered pouches. Somebody asked about shows low on inventory. Yeah, low on inventory we're negative on those. But they are showing that they're supposed to be in on the 12th of January. And I say that's when they're supposed to be in. Anytime there's something coming in, which those would be in a container, we give you the best date that we can come up with at the time. There's always delays coming through. There can be delays. They're not always. There's sometimes delays coming through the port. But if it's scheduled to be the 12th, then would think it would be close to that. But, don't plan on them being here that day. They may be, but if they're not, don't be angry at me. So they are, they're close, though. So we're only a few weeks out.
Cool. Winner for this last of the drawings is Ronald Grissar. Ronald, let us know you're here. He has won in the past.
I feel like I've read his name today too.
So we'll just wait to see. Yeah, that's not. I will go through and put a promotion. I'm just trying to make sure I can do this.
Love the intense thought.
I'm trying to think of how I would do it in our system. What I was thinking about doing is currently any order over $500, you can add a Walton's hat or one of these Meatgistics t-shirts to it and get it for free. I can just find that and lower it. What's a good amount? $200 they can get a free shirt. Okay. We will lower that to $200. So any order over $200, you can choose a Walton's hat or t-shirt, add it to your cart, and it'll take the price off. So Merry Christmas.
Don't you like how John does that? He says out loud what he's going to give away, and then he looks at me and says, "Is that okay?" Like now I'm on camera, and I'm going to go, No, John,
you
that's
can't
too
do
generous.
that. Yep.
Our customers aren't worth that. You can't do that.
Am I really that obvious? Wow. But still, we are waiting because I don't see that Ronald has responded yet. So we'll give him. It's 4:56. We probably drew it a minute ago. We'll give him a 5, and then we will.
I wish there was a way you can get like a push notification. Like if you have YouTube app open but aren't watching, it should ding, and you can get on your phone and be like, "You won."
Yeah, I just added him. He's not. It doesn't look like he's here, so he's got 4 minutes, and then we'll redraw. Thanks for hanging out with me today.
Hey, thanks for letting me come in.
I think I very much think viewers get a kick out of getting to talk to you.
Well, I love it. I whenever I come in, I love the thought of being in here for a couple hours today, because usually I'm here for like 15 minutes, and you guys tell me that's enough, and I have to leave. But I love it because I love to get the direct feedback from customers, and especially from our home processor customers. That's difficult for me to get that directly from them, but and sometimes even our commercial customers, because I don't go out to the plants as very much anymore, as we have a sales staff to do that now. But I love the folks getting to talk to us straight and looking at their questions and being able to answer them. So hopefully I'll get to come back and give away more stuff.
You're always welcome. In fact, we have Brett and another how long has Kurt worked here?
Over 25 years.
So there's another employee who's been here 25 years. Name is Kurt, in commercial sales. Great guy, knows a ton of stuff. Mm-hmm. But the two of them have ridiculous amount of stories. So what we're going to do is we're going to let them sit down in here. We'll probably give them some beers, and we're going to hit record, and we're going to walk away. Yeah, we're just going to, and then let them talk as long as they want. And then we're going to chop those up and use them as segments as part of the Meatgistics podcast. Because if you hear these guys tell stories, and I assume will be sanitized slightly.
We've put our heads together. We might have done that over a beer, and wrote down some notes of stories that we thought maybe would find it interesting from the growth of the company to people. And we have pulled out stories that I deemed that Kurt couldn't tell. So.
Just change names. That's all we're doing.
Of course it is.
But in our 25 plus years of working with commercial meat processors,
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
But yeah, and Kurt's very entertaining,
He is very
and
entertaining.
he's the best salesman that I've ever been around.
I can't.
Oh,
So-
look at that. Probably too nice.
I say nice things about you, John, when I'm not sitting here.
Right.
I'm not going to say nice things about Kurt when he's like on
He's
with
listening.
me.
I've seen his. Yeah, so you
Well,
did.
that was a while ago. He's fell asleep by now.
I can't see. My favorite thing is like you guys are gonna be telling stories, and then you're gonna look at each other like, "Oh, I don't want that on the podcast," and you'll tell me, "Edit it out."
and
So-
then we won't edit it out.
no, I'll edit it out, but I'll have the information, so I'll get to know all the cool extra taboo stories, maybe. So I'm looking forward to it.
No, I appreciate you guys doing this. You guys do a great job with this. Appreciate all our customers taking their time out to listen. Really wish everybody out there Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time as we celebrate Christmas and the birth of Christ, and hope everybody's family has a great time through the holidays.
Yep. And speaking of Christmas, we may or may not be done with Christmas sales.
Dun, dun, dun,
Just
dun.
FYI. There may be something coming next week, depending on how things work out.
Oh, I got a good question here.
Go ahead.
After injecting a ham with Walton's mix, do I need to rinse before smoking?
With a ham, yeah, absolutely. Ham and bacon, if you don't rinse, well, it depends on how much salt you want. For me, I would never eat bacon that hasn't been rinsed after, because
Bacon, you need to.
you don't do it with ham?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, are you dry rubbing it?
No, I assume he's.
No, he said inject.
He said injecting.
inject it.
Yeah.
So it's
I
going to
would
be.
still.
It's
No.
going to be in a. The only the ham you just. I mean, excuse me. The bellies you do because you're dry rubbing.
No, I do
you gotta
bellies
rinse it
even
off.
if I inject.
Okay. Well, you can rinse them off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more bigger deal if you're dry rubbing and make sure they're rinsed and like 3 times.
Yep. How do you know? Here, oh God, how do I say this? I'm not as careful about how much water I have to use here. So what I generally do is I set it in a meat lug, fill up that meat lug, and then slowly turn on the water so it's
No, it just runs over.
yeah, it
you
constantly
can do
runs
that,
out. If I was doing it at my house with how expensive water is there, I would be way more frugal about it. Way more
yeah.
frugal.
Nice.
But yeah, real quick, somebody asked about if it's long sleeves. I just checked. I upped it so that long sleeves will be included. I think hoodies. Actually, I should do that.
I thought they were
It should be
asking-
anything. What?
I'm sorry. I thought they were asking if Brett's shirt was the long sleeve T-shirt, and
Oh, was that there?
maybe I
Maybe,
don't know.
okay.
Maybe we read different comments
yeah.
even, but no, Brett's shirt is something he got off.
Has
of
he
our,
responded?
Employee. I think people are saying draw again, but I've
Ron?
been reading
Okay.
older stuff.
Has not. Okay.
Yeah. I do
I have
believe
so
we're,
many tabs open.
we're working on that Meatgistics polo though, right? Or is that under wraps? Remember that gray one?
Yeah, it was under wraps, but
Well, I mean, you
guess.
I guess you don't know how to accidentally put it back in the box. I mean,
no. I think you're talking about the rewards thing, right?
Yeah,
we're going
potentially.
forward with that.
Cool.
I think the first few are already on order.
I was just gonna tell them like if they wanted something a little bit more formal and be able to rock Meatgistics / Walton's gear, that's the way to go.
We did talk about the ability of having a polo that we'd have one, and it would just be a longer process. We're not there yet.
Cool.
This is just for people who've posted more than 2,500 times on Meatgistics. We're going to give them a really nice polo. It'll have Walton's on the breast, their username on the sleeve, and then the Meatgistics
little tag on the back.
badge.
Yeah.
Badge?
I don't know
Badge
what it
is
is.
not a word.
Patch and
Badge or patch?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out which one. All right, I've only got a first name here. So again, it's from Kansas. That helps.
Wait,
It's,
can I guess it? Is it McLovin?
it is not. It's Gina. So I don't really know how to go about that one. If somebody says they're Gina, I will then email them later and verify that. You do know we've had people try to insert themselves into winning.
They'll be like, "Oh, that's me. I'm here."
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, like, I've also had people email in to customer service and said I was the winner of, this prize. I'm like, you definitely weren't.
I'd be so terrified if that worked,
Really?
and then they send me free stuff, and then I'm just like, what if they find out? I would be so anxious for the rest of my life.
All right, so I
No
don't
comment.
know how to verify this, but I'll give you 3 or 4 minutes if Gina doesn't respond. You probably have to go, but I can stay here and just keep drawing till the cows come home. Well, no, I can't do that. I have one 180-pound dog at home with stomach problems, and as you can imagine,
It is 5 o'clock.
they go fast.
I know.
They go fast. So you did great.
No, enjoyed it. Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people really got to. I mean, I'm reading the comments, Brett. Everyone's saying thanks for stopping in. Merry Christmas. They're saying you have such a smooth and sultry voice to listen to.
Were they talking about me?
And they say you really
No?
don't need John?
No.
well, I would never
No.
echo that
Okay,
comment.
all right.
Apparently, you're going out to dinner tonight.
I am going out to
Oh, are you
dinner
really?
tonight.
Where are you going?
Well, we're just going out to dinner and then a movie.
Okay. Cool.
So with another couple. So
My Neil C says after Brett leaves, Jonathan is going to draw a bunch of winners.
that's why I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave
fair.
the camera
That's
until
fair. Well,
because,
can you
like I
pass me
said,
my water? I'm
it's so much more fun when you're part of the group giving them away than when you're sitting in your office just going, "Well, there's a sales order going out for $0."
Yeah. Well, if we draw a lot, you guys got to promise to be here though to claim it.
Yeah, that is the problem. I mean, this is the number one problem we have with the winners. Especially, I guess I can understand this one, 2.5 hours long, and it's the very end. But
Yeah,
still,
probably right when
stick
people are-
around to maybe win a free sausage stuffer or a mixer. I don't get it.
Or they're driving home right now, maybe.
All right, repicking.
Okay, going fast.
Wait. This is the problem with having too many windows open.
Somebody said if you'd pick their name, they have a date with their wife as well. So you can get
Gotta
after
get
it.
that.
Get on with it. Yeah.
It's
All right,
Friday, man.
repick and win. God, this week went by so fast.
Seemed appropriate to me.
We're almost at the end of the peak for us. So next week, after 25 years, I kind of know how this works. So about Wednesday, probably Monday will still be big. Tuesday and Wednesday will be a big drop off, like 2 days before Christmas. And it doesn't have to do with the Christmas season. It was it's always been that way. It's just finally most of the commercial guys have their
Done what they
whatever they're
needed.
doing with
Yeah.
deer and stuff, and it starts to drop off. And January's still busy, and then it gets back to normal business in February. We do that again until September.
Do you think there'll be, first of all, Brian Hataja? We're going to wait a couple of minutes for him. But I posted it in chat, so hopefully he's seeing that. Do you think this past year, for those of you who don't know, classically, at least when I started here, we had a very clearly defined busy season and a very clearly defined slow season, to the point where when I was in customer service, we did a lot of like extra project work in the summer so that you would have something for us to do. So not to make we were able to not be seasonal, but we were doing like other projects. The last 2-ish years, it seems like that's flattened out much more. Not necessarily the busy season; those are still peaks, but it doesn't ever feel like it goes as low as it used to.
No, it's still the same.
It's
It's
still
just it's at a different level, but
Okay.
it's still
busy wise. It's
Yeah.
still okay. It's the same ratio.
yeah. So you can take, as I always tell people, you can normally take, May and June's sales, and they won't equal November sales. And
Yeah.
that's that way. It's just May and June are bigger now than it used to be, so November's bigger than it used to be. So
That's crazy. So people are saying there's no that name in the chat. We've had this happen before. It doesn't always work. So we and try to see if they're there. That makes it a lot easier, but that's not always accurate. We've had 2 things happen in the past. We've had people with different usernames, which is valid, and we've had just it not properly work. Like it's not looking through
what are we
correctly.
giving away here? I forgot.
It's
been so
the
long.
last choice. It's between the mixer
okay.
and the sausage stuffer.
How big of a mixer?
I'll just draw another one.
Okay.
If by chance we give 2 away, if the other person calls in,
Okay.
then we'll call it good.
No, not calls in.
I'm not calling.
Not calls
I
in.
mean, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Is it,
Well,
uh,
you
20
just open
Yeah,
the door
sorry,
for someone to
not
call in and
Don't
say,
call
hey.
in. Never mind. The other person responds.
is it for a 20 or a 50 pound
Yeah.
mixer? Just
Whatever they want. Yep.
Cool.
All right. Scott Bruce Jr.
Bruce.
Hopefully you've been watching and you're ready. So the I'm Here's have started. They'll always do that as soon as.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost tell them don't do that.
So people are looking in here and telling us, no, they're not in the chat, or they are in the chat.
He's here. Yeah, there you go.
Sweet. First
Okay.
Congratulations,
What does he want?
Scott. What do you want? Mixer or sausage stuffer? And tell me the size. Though we'll confirm this on Monday.
Mixer. Winner, winner.
And I assume you want the 50 pound, but we'll
Confirm.
figure that out. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We love doing these. I'm going to slowly go through and take everything off sale that I said would only be a half hour or whatever. Any coupon codes that are still used, like if they haven't maxed out for uses, they'll be good until they're done. I mean, I have a set number that can be used, so I'll leave those active at least till tomorrow. But other than that, that's it.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.